And we are
Okay,
live.
we are live. We are live. Welcome to the first ever Quality Shot Boxing live stream on the Quality Shot Boxing channel, which is a new channel that we've created. We've been branching out. The tentacles of the Quality Shot brand has been making leaps and strides under the great guidance of our leader Fazan. I'm joined by Kev.
Hey,
Um, on this stream. How are you, Kev?
yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. All good. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's nice to be commentating with you on an interesting fight, one that's
Yes.
all quite local to us in terms of the fighters, both from the south side
Um,
of London. So obviously the main fight here is the Craig Richards and Joshua Buatsi fight. Quite an interesting one in the light heavyweight division. It's been interesting looking at the kind of lead ups to this fight, the chats between the two fighters. Um, how do you see this one panning out, Kev?
well, look, it's always going to be a tough one, but I always tend to steer more towards the undefeated one. So in this case, Batsy. But you never know when it comes to light heavyweights and heavyweights, right? One punch can change anything.
Yeah, no, I mean that's true, and I think interestingly, obviously, Boatsi's got such a good knockout ratio. I think according to Box Record, it's about 86%, and a lot of his opponents he's beaten by KO or TKO. Interestingly, I don't think Richards has ever been beaten by KO or TKO before. His losses have come through points based decisions. So it looks like he's got a pretty good chin, I'd imagine, Richards. It would be
Yes.
interesting to see if Boatsi can crack it. And as you're suggesting, Kev, obviously it goes two ways, right? So Richards could deliver something. It looks like the fight that's coming up is actually the Babic fight between
Wait.
Babic and Bolski right now. So I think
Um,
we'll be looking over the undercards as we lead on to the main fight. Just a tail of the tape showing here on the DAZN stream that I'm watching. I'm not sure if you can see that as well, Kev.
yeah, I can.
Um, so I might as well have a quick chat about the Babic Bolski fight in terms of the makeup of their respective records before the fight begins and before they decide to walk in to the ring. How do you see that? How do you see that fight, Kev? I know you've seen Babic before, and I think you probably rate him quite highly
I,
in the
I rate
division.
Babic really highly. I mean, all of his fights have ended in knockout wins, haven't they? So it's incredible to see what he's done. He's like a Croatian warrior, and I would always favour him. I still think Balski is really good. I think he's got a great record, only one loss. But again, it's gonna be tough for Balski to beat Babic. I think Babic is gonna do really well, like he always does.
Yeah, I agree, and I think this is probably a fight that they've decided to put forward to Babic to really test him and to put him against more difficult opponents to try and get rid of. And, I mean, it looks like Balski's last
That's,
and only loss, or Balski his only loss was looks like unanimous decision points based loss. So it looks like he's got a decent chin. So it's always interesting when fighters that have a nice strong KO ratio go up against other fighters who looks like they've withstood a lot of punishment before and have been unable to lose by virtue of hitting the canvas. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. And I think this must be kind of like a step up for Babic as he moves on to bigger fights. So let's see how much resistance Bolski
yeah.
decides to push
So
back.
we're at the ring walk now. Balski's just walked in, and Babic is just coming up, about to walk through with his mask, looking like a bit of a mean warrior there. Um,
Yeah, he's got such a reputation in the boxing world for a lot of fans, doesn't he? He's got quite a good fan following.
yes, I think he does. He is a bit frightening, Babic, especially just the way he comes out on the ring, the way he fights. He's very like goes for the knockout in every scenario. So I'll be a little bit scared for Balski's side.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I wonder how else he's gonna manage this. I mean, I'm just looking at some of the stats. Relatively similar heights. I imagine the reach is not going to be a significant point between both of these fighters. I mean, one thing that Balski has is he's got far more experience from a professional boxing point of view. He's had 91 rounds of boxing before, whereas Babic has had only 29. So he's obviously got the additional amount of experience there. It'll be interesting to see how he can utilize that experience to try and negate the explosive power that I'm sure Babic is going to try and unleash on him. So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. We've just got pretty sure it's Diamante in the center of the ring, just doing the announcements. Obviously, very well known. Oh, what did he do?
Babic just fist bumped the commentator as if to say, "Yeah, I'm on your side."
Yeah, so I think this is this must be a 12 rounder. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 12 round. I'm just going to check.
Yeah, it would be. It's not like one of them sort of up and coming fighters now. They're both very experienced. You can see both fighters. I think Balski's just getting the Vaseline on his body. Balski looks like he's got a bit of a slight black eye or a bit of bruising already under his eye. I mean, might have been sparring prior to the fight.
Maybe
seeing things, but he looked like he had a bit of a bruise at the start.
Yeah, I'll take a good look at him as well, and he looks like he's got a tiny thing under his eye. You're right. And maybe that's because of sparring potentially, or maybe he's just got very high cheekbones and it's just showing in a certain way.
Could be the lighting.
Yeah. So, no, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to try and score it for people. I enjoy scoring fights just to see how close we are to the judges, if we even get to that point. Might as well ask you for your prediction before the fight starts, Kev. How do you think this is going, and would it be a points victory for the person that wins in your view, or draw, or what?
In my view, I'm just going to go straight and say I think Babic is going to win by TKO or KO. In
what round?
Oh, good question. I think one of the late rounds, maybe like, if I had to take a guess, maybe round 8.
Round 8. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that. So round 8, KO, TKO, Babic. Okay, fine. I'm going to predict... I'm going to predict round... this is such a... like an uninformed prediction of mine. I'm going to say round 5 Babic by TKO, KO. So I just think he'll do it quicker.
I think it's going to be early.
I think it'll be early. Let me just see his... Looking at his record, it looks like he gets the job done quite early.
Yeah.
But again, I've always found that sometimes you can underestimate the opponents based on records, and you realize that actually the opponents are very good, and they take the person that you thought was going to knock him out into deep water. So
yeah.
Right, I think round 1 is just about to start on my side of the screen. Okay, we're just about to start this first round. Babic just coming out immediately. Interestingly, Balski's trying to... hasn't really allowed Babic to just chase him down. He's throwing himself... What the hell? Oh, was it a slip? There must be a slip. Oh my days, that's an actual knockdown. Somehow, Babic has just hit the canvas on quite a quick punch that Balski just delivered there. They're already turning it into a 10-8.
I'm seeing it now. I think you're a little bit ahead of me, but I'll try to go...
let me pause.
I think I'm really like 10 seconds behind you, to be honest. It's not
fair. All right then. Let me just pause it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Okay.
224 after round 222.
Oh, okay. Let me commentate at this point perhaps, and then next round we'll try and get the things aligned. So we've got quite an interesting, quite crazy, the fact that Babic of all people has been knocked down first in this fight. Looks like he's recovered quite well though. I think it was one of those glancing blows that maybe just threw him off balance. But a really good first round for Balski there. It's just teaching Babic not to come in wildly, I guess, and think that he can get the job done immediately. Oh, just saw Babic with a really strong left hook. Both these fighters are absolutely just throwing wildly at each other right now. The technical boxing has gone out of the window. They are genuinely just going hell for leather.
I
Sorry,
feel like
Kev, what were
these
you going
guys
to
are
say?
just trying to get a knockout early, and I think they're going to probably gas out very early, or somebody could get knocked out early as well. But there's a good chance they're going to gas out by the pace they're going. They're not going to keep up at this pace throughout the fight.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think they can. They're going to definitely gas out if they continue at this pace for the whole 12 rounds. But it looks like Babic obviously has one intention only, which is try and get Balski out as soon as possible. Babic doing some good work against the ropes on Balski, landing an uppercut there. But Balski looking very alert, very sharp. Doing a good job just ducking out of the way and trying to get out of the pockets. Babic obviously trying to get him against the ropes so he can just unleash. Nice left hook thrown by Balski there. I mean, there you go. I mean, immediately I'm already met with what I said earlier, which is that, underestimate the opponent based upon the stats and so on. Balski's doing a great job, to be fair, for a first round. This is probably as good of a round as he could have hoped, provided he doesn't get knocked down in the last 20 seconds or so.
What I'm noticing is Balski's using his jab a lot more, whereas Babic is just going in for the hooks and the rights and lefts. Notice how Babic's just swinging. Balski is a bit more technically boxing with the jab and a combination, which can work to his favor. The jab is very powerful in boxing. A lot of boxers underestimate that.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the first round there for me. How many seconds left do you have on your?
It's just finished now for me. I'm only
Okay, cool. I slowed mine down a bit, so hopefully this will be a decent enough speed for us both. Okay, so then I believe that's going to be a 10-8 to Balski there.
Yeah,
so I think that's pretty easy to score because I think the knockdown has scored it for us. To be fair, very easily. And we move on to the second round in due course. What are your initial thoughts about that?
Surprising. Didn't think Babic would go down in the first round, but I do think it was a slip. Had he not got knocked down, I think Babic could have had that round by 10-9.
Yeah. And I'm sure Babic is just as surprised as you are. He probably wasn't expecting to be the one to get knocked down first.
Yeah.
F asks, what's your guys' prediction for Buatsi v Richards? Well, I think my prediction as we move on to this second round. Just saying, as the second round starts, man, Babic is going absolutely mad, just throwing a bunch of hooks. To be fair, not many of them were connecting, but the aggression is definitely, I'm sure, pressuring Balski quite a lot. But anyway, F, your question, I think it's going to be Buatsi on points. In short, what do you think, Kev?
I'd agree. Buatsi on points. There's a likely chance he could go for the lockout late, but I still think Buatsi's going to win that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the full 2 minutes left of this second round, and Babic just kind of beckoning Balski on, telling him to come at him. Certainly, I think one thing that's clear is that Babic is obviously the aggressor here. He's coming forwards, and it looks like there's a bit of blood on the nose of Balski.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Oh, dangerous overhand right there by Babic.
I feel like Babic is trying to make up for the knockdown in the first round, so he's coming out swinging. A lot of hooks thrown by Babic as well.
Yeah. I think it must be it's a signature thing of his. I'm sure to just keep throwing the hooks onto his opponents.
Against the ropes. Wow.
Yeah. We've got a third. Oh wait, there you go. It's gone. Yeah, we've got about 1 minute 20 left of this second round on our stream here on the zone. It's just what a right hook from Balski there in the process of these two boys throwing at each other, and Balski just gives a little nod to Babic, and Babic smiles back. That was a good shot by Balski. I think Babic needs to be careful here. I don't think he can necessarily push this guy around. He needs to be a bit more calculated with his power, because Balski's doing a very good job with some of his shots. Obviously, most of the volume is coming the other way, right, Kev? But
yeah, I
think
agree.
something to keep note of, isn't it?
I feel like they're both very open, and I feel like Babic is just trying to put all energy, just go straight for the knockout, which might work against him. And they're both
Ooh.
taking some big hits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a slugfest at this point. 20 seconds left of this second round. And yeah, it's certainly a slugfest.
Yeah,
It's entertaining, I'll tell you that much, though. People love seeing these types of fights, especially
yeah.
people who are just, the casual boxing fan wants to see a bit of a punch up sometimes. And this is delivering, certainly. Ooh, taking a lot of damage there in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, Balski's got
Balski.
a bit of bleeding now, a bit more bleeding on his nose, you can see. Babic doesn't look like he's hurt. Like, you don't see any cuts on him, but
Yeah. And end of the second round there, Kev. How do you score that one?
I'd say that was a 10-9 to Babic, that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there was probably the most eye-catching punch was probably from Balski in my view, but I think the volume of the punches from Babic was enough for me to tip it in favor of him for that second round there.
Correct.
It's just the sheer volume. It's a barrage of punches that Babic throws, and I think
Yeah.
Balski, he has landed some really good shots, which is great for him. Although it's not enough in terms of how many punches are coming the other way around. So if this fight drags on, it's not gonna be a good idea that Babic has done this, for example, because he's gonna get more tired than Balski, I imagine.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to the body, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Round 3, that's a start. Where were you on round 3?
Just started now at
Just started?
256, 255.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool.
Same
Well,
as you.
let's see if Babic decides to change tack. So far, he's not showing any sign of doing that. He's coming forward.
Oh,
Balski just popping the jab, staying low. Oh, Balski, is he hurt? He's trying to run away. He was trying
yeah,
to
he
get
looked
out of
like he was
harm's way
running
there,
away.
but both these fighters just throw in the hooks.
I feel like Balski wants to actually box normally, like, actual technical skill, but with Babic just coming at him, he has to just be aggressive back to him.
Yeah, for sure. There's no way that he can box as technically as he wants to, because Babic is not here for a technical fight. He's here to knock him out, and he's here for a slugfest. And I think Balski's trying to wrestle between how do I technically box, but then also give it back to him as well.
Yeah.
And he's doing a decent job of trying to marry those two things up. To be fair, he is getting out of harm's way where he can, although he's taken. You see what's happening now. He's got his gloves really high, Balski, and Babic can't really break through. And he's tying him up now as well. Some of the stats just coming up. Balski with actually 36% landed and Babic with only 26%. However, Babic having thrown 140 and Balski 76, which adds up to what we thought, right? Which is that it's just a sheer volume thrown by
I'm
Babic.
not sure if that's a good way of boxing, to just go for volume, missing a lot, and tiring yourself out of the amount of punches he's throwing.
Yeah, I agree. Unless he gets him out, this is going to be a bad idea as the rounds progress.
Balski's starting to look a bit more tired than Babic right now. Balski's mouth's a little bit open. Looks like he's gasping for a bit more air.
Yeah, and it's really wide left hook thrown by Babic earlier, where he just missed. It's not the most accurate, Babic, but just one has to land, I guess. Oh, and you got Balski's in the corner. He's taking a lot of damage there, taking quite a few hooks, trying to throw back. He's got 45 seconds to get through this third round, and you are right, Kev. It looks like Balski's a bit tired as well, but it might be because he's just sustaining so much, and maybe because he's not used to fighting at such a quick pace. The tempo of this fight is really fast, especially for heavyweights. It's ultimately, it's a really heavy weight that they're fighting at in terms of weight class, and it's not necessarily this standard to be taking such a quick barrage of punches like this.
Yes, I agree, and I'd be surprised if they keep this pace up in the later rounds, because there's no way their stamina is going to hold up.
Yeah.
Look at Babic, a lot of punches. Balski in the ropes there.
Uppercut followed by a right thrown by Babic. I'm giving that round to Babic.
I am again. As well.
the thing is, I mean, it's really about what you prefer. Do you prefer the technical boxing and the accuracy? If you do, then I think Balski's done a better job at that, to be fair. Or do you prefer how much damage is being delivered and how much volume and whether you think someone is the aggressor or not?
So they're just replaying the knockdown right now. It does look as
Mhm.
though Babic sort of lost balance there rather than being hurt.
Yeah, it's like a glancing left hook that just hit the top of his head, I think, and I think he just lost balance. And
Yeah,
that was enough. And to be fair, that's a knockdown because it's the result of a punch. It's not a slip necessarily, so it's a scoring knockdown, and that, I mean, that's great for Bowski, of course. But it looks like he's lost that 2 point lead from the first round in these second and third rounds, according to our scorecard at least, because we've given it 10-9 to Babic.
Yeah.
Fourth round is just about to start. Right, fourth round is underway. Babic coming forward. A wild left hook thrown by Babic. Bowski managed just to get underneath and out. Bowski just against the ropes there. Babic with a vicious left hook.
So Bowski's the one sort of on the back foot, is that right? He's the one moving around.
Yeah.
Babic taking the center ring a little bit, taking control.
Yeah, exactly. Nice left uppercut by Bowski. Nice lateral movement, trying to get out of the way of those hooks. I'm sure he was preparing for all these hooks to come through and how the best to deal with them. About 2 minutes 10 left of this fourth round. Babic's trying to put the pressure on here. He's got Bowski against the ropes, but Bowski now walking off the ropes. Both fighters just having a few awkward exchanges, not really being able to connect. A nice left jab by Bowski. Babic putting Bowski in a headlock. Referee stepping in to stop these two.
Yeah. So it's funny that we haven't seen that many clinches where the referee has to step in, even though it's such fast pace and fighting on the inside.
Yeah, and I think these fighters have done actually a good job, to be fair, not clinching each other and actually allowing themselves to just throw. And I assume the referee's been pretty good as well, just allowing them to get on with the fight, only breaking it up where he needs to.
Yeah, you'd expect a fight like this, a lot of clenching to sort of recover, but it doesn't seem like this. They're both fighting normally. They're both being aggressors. But Bowski at the moment taking a few more hits, I think, than Babic.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like Bowski is the type of fighter who would just fall on his shield because he has hardly done clinches, and you wonder whether he's getting hurt or not. And if he is, then why isn't he clinching? But I think he's the type of fighter to just, if he's going down, he's going down type of guy. Which is quite respectful. He's definitely earned quite a bit of respect. We're only on the fourth round so far, but he's done much better than I had predicted. Bowski's doing very well. Even though he's losing the rounds, according to us, he's putting up a good fight. 30 seconds left of this fourth round, and Babic keep getting pushing Bowski into the corner there, unleashing a right hook. Head to head right now, both of these two. Left hook thrown by Babic, which just gets through the guard of Bowski. 10 seconds left. Really.
Oh wow, a big barrage of punches by Bowski there. Wow, Bowski's really wow.
Oh, nice overhand right by Bowski. So he's definitely got the energy. He's throwing back. And I think the thing that spurred him on there was because it was because of the fact that Babic unleashed like a really bad swinging left hook, which just completely missed. And I think Bowski saw that as an opportunity to follow up with some punches of his own. I mean, that's the thing with Babic. He needs to be careful about that. Sometimes he'll throw and it's like a looping, left hook that just wildly misses, or a hook that he throws that just wildly misses, and then he'll get caught afterwards.
Yeah.
How do you score that one, Kev?
You know what? I actually give that one to Bowski, especially with the barrage at the end.
Yeah, fair. I'm giving that one to. I'm giving that to Babic just on the basis of the volume so far.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if the fight continues to go on, I assume Bowski will probably start getting a few more rounds because, I mean, Babic must be more tired. I assume so.
I'm surprised by the fact that both of these still are going at the same pace and they've got good chins, as in they don't seem to be too hurt with how much damage they've taken.
Yeah, that is actually super surprising. Fifth round is underway. Very much most of the same thing that we've been seeing in the previous rounds happening here. Babic just trying to push forward and get Balski against the ropes, but Balski's seeming quite comfortable just fighting against the ropes, to be honest. Trying to throw a few counters or punches as Balski tries to Babic tries to come in. Balski just trying to break through the guard there. I mean, Balski is quite a high guard, and I think Babic is having issues trying to break through it.
Yeah.
Right
still,
hook.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kev.
I was going to say, still no viewers in this live stream at the moment. Still hoping for people to come in.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pour in as we continue going through the cards. I think the main fight is probably going to be in an hour's time. But who knows? I think there's at least 1 or 2 fights before the main one, I would assume.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting fight between these two right now. Looks like the pace. Oh, nice right hook by Babic.
Babic is definitely going more for the hooks, but you can see Balski's jabs are doing a lot of good damage there as well. He's keeping the jabs long and at a distance. And Babic just comes in the inside. Look at the uppercuts by Babic there. Wow, big uppercuts. Big 1-2 by Babic as well.
Oh, yeah. What minute are you on, by the way, Kev, in terms of seconds and stuff?
40 seconds of round 5.
Oh, you're 40 seconds. Okay, let me move forward a bit more.
Sorry, have I gone a bit too far? Because mine keeps
No,
saying
it's
like
cool. So I'm on 30 seconds now.
Okay, I'm on 27, 26.
Yeah, same. Okay, sweet. So yeah, about 20 seconds left of this fifth round. I think again.
Does Balski look like he's wearing some sort of like strap or something like a?
Yeah. So I think that's supposed to be under his belt, but I think maybe his belt's slipping underneath it.
Yeah, it's almost like body armor.
Yeah. At least Babic knows where he should be punching, in terms of where he can't be punching underneath the under the belt there. That's the end of that fifth round. How do you see that one?
That's a difficult one actually, but again, I think Babic did throw more volume there, so I'd say Babic 10-9.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think he's doing just about enough. He's putting on just enough pressure, in my view.
Yeah.
So we're moving now into the 6th round out of 12. It'll be interesting to see how this thing progresses.
Yes.
I'm assuming. Well, my prediction's gone now, so I've already failed in my prediction, which was a 5th round TKO KO. You had a round 8, so your one
could
still
happen, but I feel
could
like
happen.
it's unlikely now.
Who knows? I mean, maybe all the punishment that Balski sustained is doing a lot. And maybe it's only a matter of time. Who knows? Or conversely, it looks like potentially Balski could start taking over the rest of the fight. Maybe he was just riding these first 6 rounds, five rounds, out, so that he could just take over and start maybe pushing Babic back. 6th round is now underway. Wild left hook that misses, thrown by Babic. Babic with Balski against the ropes. Ooh, stiff right hook thrown by Babic.
Big right hand there by Babic.
And another big one, yeah. Oh, but Balski with his own, missing really wildly with the right and the left. Babic just kind of, I think, smirking at that.
So Balski swinging and catching like half of the punches on Babic, but missed most of them. Balski looks a little bit tired now, more tired than Babic.
Yeah, I think maybe he's just not used to the pace of this. Left hook that just gets through, thrown by Babic. and Balski just I find it interesting that Balski's always just happy to kind of get against the ropes, and
Yeah,
just allow Babic to come forward. I think he's just probably prefers fighting that way. Maybe he hasn't really tried to take the center of the ring and try and box Babic very much. But it might just be because of the fact that Babic just always comes forward.
correct. Yeah, Babic just really putting the aggression on.
Nice right hook by Balski.
Sabowski is slipping every now and then one of the
He
punches, but
is.
not enough.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
having a better round than previous rounds. I think he's boxing pretty well currently. I haven't seen. Oh, just as I said that, stiff right
Oh,
hand just breaks through by Babic there. I was leaning towards giving the round to Balski, but I think Babic is just doing enough as we move into the last 45 seconds of this sixth round.
yeah. Both actually catching each other with really good punches. Balski there throwing a good right hand, but I'm not sure. It's a tricky one because it's like I feel like they're not boxing with like skill. It's more just they're just trying to go for the knockout.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not it's not a significant technical masterclass by either of them. I think
Yeah.
Balski's done a good job slipping and sliding and trying to box his way through bits here and there. But it is very impressive how Babic has continued to maintain this momentum of just slugfestery. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, really stiff short right hook by Babic in the last 5 seconds. It looked quite menacing. I think there has to be a Babic round again, in my view. I've got the scorecard very, very uneven in favor of Babic, other than the obvious first round, which was a knockdown scored by Balski. I assume you had that 10-9 as well to Babic, Kev?
I had that 10-9 to Babic, yes.
Yeah.
Just gonna
I think
in
we're
the
moving
break.
into
I'm
the
just gonna
seventh.
quickly.
Yeah.
I've got a cat in my garden. I just need to get rid of it for a second. It's really frustrating. Bear with
Yeah,
me.
sure, you do that.
Oh, what's doing?
Just moving into the seventh round as Kev deals with the cat. So seventh round is underway, and Babic, as per usual, trying to come forward here and pin Balski against the ropes. Right hook thrown by Babic, which misses. Balski doing a good job keeping low. Balski with a nice jab. And not too much activity, to be honest, going on right now. Nice left jab thrown by Babic. He's certainly,
How far are you into 7?
216, 215,
Yeah,
214.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
All right, sweet. I feel as if it just punch stats popping up again on the DAZN stream there, showing again that Balski with 30%, Babic with 25% in terms of percentage of punches connected, but obviously Babic with more than, I think, 150 punches thrown compared to Balski. I think both fighters have, in a way, slowed down the tempo slightly, and I think they're both missing slightly more, respectively. Although Balski with a really wild right hook that missed.
Showing signs of clenching and tiredness at the moment. So
Yeah, for
interesting how
sure.
these last few rounds will go.
Yeah, it's like you can visibly see the tempo slow down slightly.
Yeah.
This may be in favor of Balski, to be honest. I mean, he probably would prefer to do more of a scoring punches based fight where he can just work the jab and try and box Babic a little. Babic just trying to cock back and unleash a really vicious overhand right, but Balski doing a good job staying out of the way. Babic with an uppercut which just doesn't connect. there aren't too many punches coming in to Babic there. However, I just think Balski's having a better round so far. 40 seconds left of the 7th. I just think Balski's just maybe the tempo, the slowdown of the tempo of the fight is favoring him slightly more.
Big barrage here. Wow, Babic just thrown wildly.
Yeah, no wild crazy hook there, or hook
Balski looks
after
really
hook,
hurt. You can see all the
or
cuts
hook
of him.
after hook, uppercut. Oh, he doesn't look good, to be fair.
Referee's watching
Balski,
closely now.
full 15 seconds. Yeah, referee's looking super close. 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to survive. Balski, just as I was saying, potentially of giving him the round. You can't give him the round after that. He's just taken a barrage of punches thrown by Babic there, and that's the Babic round. It's 10-9.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Would you give that 10-8 round, or would you say it's 10-9 for sure?
I mean, you could. Yeah, you definitely could if you decided that that's a 10-8. Yeah, for sure. If you think it was a total domination.
You see Balski, a lot of cuts, a lot of bruising on his face now. Babic doesn't look that badly hurt.
Yeah, he's pretty marked.
Look at the big barrage punches here.
Yeah, I mean, he's a savage, Babic, with these hooks, hook after hook. It is crazy, and he just throws in a few uppercuts in between that. You know, it just rattles fighters. He has a habit of just rattling fighters.
Yeah.
You wonder whether a more, I don't know, a higher level, more technically astute fighter would sustain this much, or whether they'd be able to disarm Babic slightly better. Because I don't think Babic would be very successful trying something like that against, you know, well, I don't want to mention Fury because he's obviously like pound for pound.
Yeah, I've been thinking about
the
how
best
they stack
heavyweight.
up against some of the world heavyweights.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys fight a bit like how Dillian White would fight, with like a bit sloppy, but a bit like
it'd be
aimless throwing punches.
That would be a super interesting fight. For example, White versus Babic, or like Babic fighting. You know, there's quite a few different fighters.
Eric Chisora, maybe.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Or Joseph Parker. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To see those two go up against each other.
But these guys are a lot smaller than those heavyweights. I think this is light heavyweight, so they'd have to bump up weight.
Yeah.
They don't have technical boxing skill like they have anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely an upgrade of a fight for Babic. However, certainly not kind of a world class, world level opponent here. You obviously predicted round 8 KO TKO. Maybe that's going to happen, Kev. Who knows? 1 minute 50 of this 8th round left on our screens, and Balski's sustaining quite a lot of damage throughout this fight, but still standing strong. You know, got a bit worried in the previous round for him, but looks like he's gotten back to his senses. Stiff left jab by Babic. The tempo's definitely slowed down, hasn't it?
Yeah.
1 minute, around a minute left of this 8th round. Wild overhand right thrown by Balski there. You know, at this rate on our unofficial scorecards, Kev, there's no way Balski's going to win this fight unless he knocks out Babic, which is highly unlikely, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if he wins every following round, and you wonder whether it makes any sense for him to just keep sustaining this level of punishment. Interesting. It's a 10-round fight. I think we'd said 12 initially, but it is actually a 10-round fight. Maybe that's why Babic came out so aggressively, because he knew he didn't have to fight another 2 extra rounds there. Balski sustaining quite a bit of punishment against the ropes here as we move into the last 15 seconds of this 8th round.
Yeah.
That's right hook by Babic. Left hook, right hook. He loves the hooks. that's the end of that 8th round, Mr. Babic round. 2 more rounds left. It's been impressive seeing how Babic is able to sustain this level of pressure for so long, actually. Yeah, super impressive. However, it's interesting to think that he hasn't been able to carry this knockout power in terms of the fact that he hasn't knocked out Balski. And you'd mentioned, Kev, I think that every single fight that Babic has won was through a knockout, KO or TKO. So
Yeah.
actually, if Babic loses this, well, not loses, but obviously if Babic wins this fight on points, which is what's going to happen if he doesn't knock Balski out, he loses his 100% knockout ratio, which is not great for marketing.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Very few boxers keep a 100% knockout ratio, even if they stay undefeated for a long time.
Yeah, eventually it starts going down the harder the opponents they fight, right? Eventually,
yeah, not everyone has a knockout, like 100% knockout ratio.
Yeah, we're moving into this 9th round. You just see how visibly marked Balski is from his face with the zoom up there. He's certainly marked up. A lot of respect to him for staying up. He's probably determined to stay in this fight and not for it to be a KO TKO loss. I mean, it would be a mark of it'd be a good sign and a good mark if he actually manages not to get knocked down in this one. Because at least he can say he went through a fight with Babic and he never got knocked down and he didn't lose by KO or TKO.
Ended his knockout streak.
Yeah, exactly. In a way, that's something to be happy about, even if he's not going to win. Star Wars fan, what's up? Says, with judges, you never know how they are scoring it. Agree. Totally agree. There's been so many robberies before. I feel like Babic is probably a favorite, even amongst the judges and the promoters and so on. I assume his reputation is more valuable to the boxing world than, unfortunately, Balski's is from a monetary point of view. So I assume that they'd be quite biased in favor of Babic as well. I'm predicting so far that it's going to be more or less like 10 rounds to 9, I imagine.
F said subbed. Thanks a lot, F.
Thanks, thank you very much, F, for the sub. Guys, if you can subscribe or like the like this video, that would be super helpful. Allow us to tap into those sweet algorithms, and also this is a growing channel as part of a wider network of quality shot channels. So even though it's a new channel, it's actually part of the of a wider, broader organization.
We've got quality shot football. The main one's about tennis now, so we've branched out into quality shot boxing, which is what we're on right now.
Yeah, and there's a football, there's a cricket one as well. If you like any of those other sports, this is strictly a boxing one. So look forward to coming forward with more streams in the future, other kind of boxing related things such as interviews and so on. 40 seconds left this 9th round, and very much of the same, to be honest. Babic just unleashing those hooks, keeping Balski against the ropes. Although Balski doing a good job of just throwing back right now with his own. A super tough guy, Balski. A nice right hook by Balski as he's against the ropes. But it's not deterring Babic. He's still coming forwards. Maybe there just isn't enough power behind Balski's punches here. Man, you could just see Babic just cock back and then unleash with those hooks. Balski doing a little bit of taunting, kind of lifting his arms up, like, come on, show me what you got. And, oh, wait a minute, what the hell was that? What's just happened?
So I'm just, connection's a bit iffy at the moment, so I'm just a bit frozen out for a second. Let me just get back in.
Yeah, sure, I'm just going to turn my sound up, and it looks like just before the bell, or maybe at the bell, Babic was punched with quite a stiff hook thrown by Balski, and I'll give that round to Balski simply just because I want to.
So was he not supposed to throw that punch? Did he get a point deduction?
No, he didn't get a point deduction. I'm just gonna turn my sound up. It was right on the bell. Yeah, right on the bell. He just threw a massive right hook, And I think he
Yeah,
dropped
he's
his
getting a point
hands.
deduction.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Are
look,
you?
Lebowski's got 1 point.
Oh,
Taken off.
I'm gonna put my thing forward a bit then.
Just before the
Okay.
start of the round, they got a point deduction. They touched gloves at the start of round 10 now.
What time are you on, by the way, Kev?
2:52, 51, 50.
All right, I'm on 49:48, so hopefully that's okay.
What? Did you see the point deduction? The referee
Yeah,
just said,
you see the point deduction. However, it looks like Balski's just going for it. Looks like he's just absolutely going for it right now. Maybe because he thinks, look, I've got this guy stunned, even though the way that I've got him stunned is an
yeah.
illegal way of doing it. And so that's probably why he's decided to just go for it, because I assume Babic is maybe a bit dazed from that. Just got a question
Yeah.
whether this fight is at heavyweight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is being fought at heavyweight. That's correct.
This is I'm impressed that Babic actually was able to take a punch and just still continue, because that was a really clean right hand.
Yeah. He just got caught flush with that hook.
But I think you're right about Balski trying to use this to his advantage. Now Balski's just up the pace. He's really trying to outbox him, potentially trying to go for a knockout in this last round.
Yeah.
You can see Balski's just up the volume of punches now in this round.
Yes. It's 1 minute 38 left of this final round. Oh, you can see the bruising underneath the right eye of Balski as well. It's getting quite dark. And Babic is just set on delivering that knockout, isn't he? Even into the 10th round. Oh, but he's been rocked by a left hook.
Balski coming forward, but you can see the blue and purple on Balski's face, just the blemishes. The next day is going to be painful for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's sustained quite a lot of damage in this fight. 1 minute left of this 10th round. It looks like neither man is going to get a knockout victory. Balski obviously needs one in order to win this fight, and Babic looks like he's going to lose his 100% knockout ratio, which is horrendous. Both of our predictions completely thrown out of the window.
Yeah.
Kev.
Well, we both predicted Babic would win this fight, which I think we've got this right. Unless Balski can pull out a knockout in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. I assume Balski's just going to go hell for leather.
From that punch.
Balski's just going hell for leather. Oh, both men just trying to get each other out of this. This has been a fantastic fight, I have to admit. Yeah. It's been a real brawl. It's been enjoyable to watch.
Been a slugfest.
Absolute slugfest. Oh, the gum shield falls out. The gum shield. Oh, Balski's gum shield just fell out, I think. It's not ideal for him, but that's the end of the fight. All right.
And they hug it out as well. They embrace.
Nice bit of respect shown between these two, eh? Well, there you go. Babic loses his knockout ratio, but for sure, he's won this fight, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, what entertaining fight. I mean, that's what Babic brings to boxing there. Entertaining fights, wars, slugfest.
Yeah, Babic doesn't even look that hurt. He doesn't have that much bruising or cuts to his face. If you look at him, he looks okay. Balski, on the other hand.
Yeah, so I've got it 9 rounds to 1, basically, on this. So basically, I had Babic winning every single.
Right, I got. I think I did 9 rounds to 3. I gave 3 rounds to Balski. So apart from that knockdown round, I gave him 2 others, the early ones. But I think, Babic should still have this victory.
Yeah, I think the judges will have it closer than I've got it. I think they'll probably have it similar to what you've got it as, Kev.
So wait, did you think that apart from that knockdown in the first round, every other round?
That's it. Every other round, and plus you have to take into account that he got deducted a point for the punch after the bell, and so that almost is like if he lost that round, then that's like a 10-8. So it kind of negates what happened in a way. But
it does.
I've got it like 9 rounds to 1, basically. So it'll be interesting to see what the scorecards are. We're just waiting for them.
Babic was really trying to go for the knockout in that last round.
Yeah, and well, there you go. I mean, Balski what a chin. So if you ever want to test a heavyweight's power, just throw him in with Balski, because Balski's managed to sustain absolute barrage of punches from Babic this evening.
Just imagine the pain of all of this, just kicking in the next day or a bruising. Look at Balski's face. It just looks so.
He looks absolutely
it's like purple. His eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let's listen in. Scores are just coming through. Just a little applause for everyone first.
So I can't hear. I'm just gonna see whose hand the referee raises.
Yeah, I'll just tell you. It is two judges say 97 to 91. The other judge says 95 to 93. Oh, that was close.
Yeah. Got Peter Babic.
Yeah, Babic. Well, Babic, there you go. Well, much closer than I had it there. I mean, two judges having it 97, 91. One judge having it 95, 93. Imagine how close that is. Super close.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Babic wins by unanimous decision. At the end of the day, we've got the right man to win.
Respect. They kept it in the ring, which was good.
Yeah, no, massive respect for both of them. It looks like they both have massive respect for each other as well. And why not? They went through absolute war, and you know, Balski put up a fantastic fight, to be perfectly honest. I think he was more accurate. However, he didn't throw as many punches, and the damage was dealt with the barrage of punches that Babic was throwing. You can't deal with that unless you're throwing back or doing something to negate that constant pressure that Babic is putting on you. So yeah, it looks like the right decision there. I don't think anything controversial about that. And to be honest, they give Balski more credit in terms of, you know, than I do in terms of the points. At least I think that probably better reflects the performance that Balski put forward. So there you go. That's the scores for that fight. I think the next one is the next one going to be the Cameron Bustos fight.
I think it might be, yes. Yeah, Cameron versus Bustos.
Fine. If that's the next fight, then let's go through the records of these two fighters, and I think hopefully the next one potentially is the main fight, but
yeah,
we'll see if that's
hopefully this is the only undercard and then the main fight.
Yeah, so let me close this down. All right, so these two. So I think we were discussing earlier, Kev, in terms of these two fighters, Cameron and Bustos. That Cameron is undefeated, 15 fights, 8 of them were won by KO. She's got 53% knockout ratio. Victoria Noelia Bustos, her Argentinian opponent, has 23 wins, and however 6 losses. So it's just one of those classic things. You've got one fighter who's undefeated, but doesn't have as many rounds under their belt.
Yeah.
And the other fighter has taken a few losses, but has quite a few more rounds. 222 rounds fought by Bustos against 95 only fought by Cameron. So on the basis of those stats alone, you'd probably think Cameron is going to win the fight just because she's undefeated. They've probably thought very carefully about who she's going to fight. Probably studied Bustos quite a lot, because there's a lot of content to study Bustos with. And I'd assume Cameron will come out victorious. I'm not going to guess KO, TKO, or points or whatever. I don't think I'm in a position to know how best that's going to fall. And And do you have any thoughts on this one, Cameron and Bustos? I assume you'd also agree, Kev, that maybe
Yeah, I
Cameron's
think
going to
Cameron's going
win.
to have the win on this one. She's got the height advantage. She's got the undefeated record.
Yeah,
15
she does have a height
wins.
advantage. You're right. She got around 3.5 inches
Mm.
more.
Interestingly, as well, Victoria's 23 wins. None of them were actually knockout wins, which isn't a bad thing, but you'd expect at least some to be a knockout.
Yeah, it looks like she's just technically maybe more of a technical fighter. She's just better on points-based victories, and maybe just doesn't carry the power. Obviously, if she doesn't carry the power, I'm sure Cameron's probably going to kind of maybe not respect her power as much then, and
Yes.
that make it an easier fight for her, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we'll see. So yeah, I mean that'll be an interesting fight to look at. It's a fight where belts are on the line. They're fighting for the WBC World Female Super Light title and the IBF World Female Super Light title as well. And my understanding is that that's actually those belts are held by Cameron. So actually, I think the challenger is actually Bustos, the Argentinian fighter
Yeah,
here.
she's
She's
definitely a
challenging
challenger
for the
here.
belts. Yeah, so I think the belts were won by Cameron back in 2020, it seems, and 2021 for the other one. So yeah, that's another thing to take into account. Usually the judges have to give, I think, props to the person that is the champion. So the challenger has to do, more than enough, I guess, to show that they deservedly should take those belts away. So I think in a way it puts more pressure on Bustos again to deliver a fantastic performance here because she's not the champion, she's the challenger. So that's another thing to take into account. Looks like the fight's about to start shortly. It is a fight consisting of a full 10 rounds, 2-minute rounds, I believe, as is common in the women's fights. Looking forward to it. Just a bit of promo stuff on DAZN right now that I'm looking at between the Buatsi and Richards. I've seen that showing on your screen as well, Kev.
I might just glitch it a little bit, but it's getting there. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Is that Basti or Richards?
Yeah, I think, well, Buatsi right now just showing on my screen, just kind of stretching, getting ready. Big fight for these two. Probably one of the biggest kind of domestic based light heavyweight fights that they kind of could be between these two. Quite an interesting fight. And I think Buatsi himself saying in the lead up to the fights that he probably wouldn't fight anyone else from a domestic point of view in the light heavyweight division except for Richards. Right, these two fights, tail of the tape. Just a discrepancy there. Cameron obviously debuting in 2017, whereas Bustos debuting all the way back in 2011. So Bustos was just, significantly more amount of experience there compared to Cameron, and 222 rounds boxed by Bustos against 95 that Cameron has boxed. So it's one of those things. It's the younger, hungrier fighter versus the more experienced one, and the younger fighter possessing some KO TKO power there. Which, to be fair, I don't see as much. I don't see as many knockouts or TKOs in the women's boxing. And
you don't. They don't have as much power, but sometimes they can possess knockout power. You just don't get it as often.
Yeah, you don't usually see it, but the pace that these fighters are going to fight at is just so speedy, isn't it? Because they're fighting at they're fighting at super light, but which is relatively light, you know, weight class, I would say. And
Yes,
you know,
yes.
the pace is just going to be so fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be fast paced, but
One thing interesting is that I think let me see their previous fights. This looks like yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of the fights that Bustos has taken was in Argentina. It looks like a lot of domestic-based South American
yeah, which
fights.
gives her a slight advantage, I guess. So it'll be interesting coming. Where is this one based exactly? Is it UK? This fight?
As in where the event itself, yeah, it's in
Yeah.
London.
It's at O2, I believe, isn't
O2,
it?
yeah, it's at the O2 yeah, it is in the O2.
Yeah. So this would give Cameron a slight advantage. It's her
For
hometown.
sure, as a UK fighter, yeah, definitely. I'm sure she's the one that everyone is in the crowd pretty much is looking to back, to be fair.
Yeah. Cameron looks very energetic now coming in. And Cameron's a taller girl, isn't she? She's got the height advantage in this fight as well, which will give her a big advantage.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's quite a few things pointing in favor of Cameron to be the favorite here in this fight, but you know, things can be deceiving sometimes. Once fighters actually get on to fight, Popsy with Tyson points.
Yeah.
But obviously Tyson's a retired man. If you're referring to Fury, he's a retired fighter, never to return to the ring ever again. Which I don't
Which is
believe.
what he says.
I don't believe it.
I don't
I
know.
don't believe
I
it.
feel like
He's
he might not.
gonna have a crossover fight, I think, with an
Yeah, with
MMA
someone from
fight.
MMA, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's
Was
gonna happen potentially.
Was it Francis Ngannou or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's gonna try and fight Francis Ngannou. Yeah.
Or Israel Adesanya, or
No,
maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Ngannou.
Yeah, he was like trying to mix the rules, like in an octagon with boxing gloves, no kicks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be no grappling because obviously if it's grappling involved, Fury wouldn't be trained for that. So
Agree. Yeah, agree. I think that would be a cool fight, simply just from a entertainment.
Yeah.
From an entertainment point of view.
Yeah, probably a big money fight as well.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, fight's about to start. We're seeing the referee John Latham.
Yeah, fight's about to get underway between these two.
Bustos
Oh
holding
my
up the
god,
Argentinian flag.
Oh my god, Bustos just looking vicious. Just staring,
Yeah.
trying to stare down Cameron. Do you see? Do you see that? Looks super serious, giving like death stares. Whereas Cameron's just actually not even looking at her, but it's because she's getting Vaseline put on her face. But no, I mean that's a proper death stare. So
Interesting how these people play
looks quite
mind games.
menacing. Yeah, it is always interesting to see how these people play mind games. Popsy asking, should DeGale assume referring to James DeGale? I mean, I don't really have a stronger opinion on it. He's been inactive for a long time. I think his last fight was in 2019 against Eubanks Jr. It's been so long. You know, if he's fit and ready to return, why not? I mean, he's obviously quite a well-known fighter and was quite entertaining to watch back in the days. I'm gonna have to. I'll pop back, Kev. You might have to take this first round.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'll
That's okay.
be
Yeah,
back
do
in a
your
second.
thing.
Someone's just at the door.
That's all right. So whilst Mo's out, let me just say what's happening. So both girls are having their gun guards put in. Looks as though in a second out. Yeah, there we go. They're just coming up to the face off. Both touch gloves. Bustos gives Cameron the Argentinian flag. Cameron looks a little bit confused by that as well. There we go. They touch gloves, and now the fight's just about to start. Here we go. So Bustos versus Cameron. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen as well. Round 1's just about to come underway. Bustos just staring out Cameron. Round 1, here we go. Round 1 started. Both orthodox stances. Cameron coming down with some good jabs, some good right hands. Cameron noticeably taller and longer reach. She stands in at quite a few inches taller than Bustos, and you could already see the height advantage of Cameron there, just taking over. Cameron's thrown a lot more punches already in the first 10 seconds, but she's missing a lot as well. Bustos is very good at sliding these punches. That's very good movement from Bustos, actually. Cameron's trying to throw punches, but Bustos is actually slipping these punches really well. Wow, good head movement there from Bustos. Cameron throws a 1-2 and a right hook, but Bustos just slips all of them. Bustos doesn't seem like she's landed a lot on Cameron yet. But she seems like she's just eyeing up her opponent, seeing what she's going to do. But Cameron's the one actually throwing more punches right now. She's landed a couple of punches already on Bustos. Bustos just sort of looking at her opponent, trying to see what Cameron's going to do. And trying to sort of slip the punches as much as possible. Cameron's on the front foot here. Little combination there by Cameron. And that's the end of the first round. I'd say that first round went to Cameron. Probably a 10-9 rounds of Cameron right there. Bustos just looks a little bit confused, not too sure what to do. She's breathing a bit heavily in the round.
Hey Kev, so I think I heard you say you'd given that round to Cameron, is that right?
Yes, I think Bustos didn't seem like she was doing a lot in terms of punching. She was more just checking out her opponent, eyeing her up. And she was very good at slipping punches, actually. You'll see this in the next round. Bustos is very good at moving and dodging punches, but Cameron did land some more punches there, so I'm giving that round to Cameron.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds sounds like what we maybe had expected, I guess.
Yeah. Only worrying thing is that Bustos already looks a little bit tired after that first round. She's breathing quite heavily, whereas Cameron just looks really like fresh, like she's done nothing already, like she's just started the fight.
Yeah, it's like round 2's underway, I think.
Yeah, I'm at 140, 39, 38 for the round.
Oh, okay. Let me move forward then. So what are you now? 130?
29, 28.
All right, sweet. You're actually like proper live then.
Yeah.
And up to scratch. Okay, sweet. So yeah, I mean, it looks like Cameron is doing very much of what I think you'd been seeing in the first round. She just seems to be much quicker off the mark
Yeah, and I think Cameron's
sharper.
height advantage does help as well. You can tell her reach. She's throwing the jab a lot more. I think Bustos is trying to sort of see what her opponent's going to do and try to like dodge them and go for counters a bit more.
Yeah, nice right hook by Cameron. There's a lot of parrying going on. Cameron's just taking the center of the ring and just working the jab.
Yeah.
A lot of slipping and sliding from both fighters, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, stiff right though.
Yeah, I feel like Bustos is more of a defensive fighter. Like she's moving back, she's like trying to dodge the punches, but you can already see Cameron's height advantage just giving her a huge sort of boost there. Just punching at a distance. Bustos just not able to really reach her that well.
Yeah, that's correct. I think Bustos finding it a little harder to try and land those punches, given the reach advantage that Cameron has, and I think Cameron's utilizing that reach quite well. Doing a good job of boxing Bustos, staying in the center of the ring. Looks like she's got a good feeling for the distance now.
But
That's
you
the end
got
of
to
that
give
second
Bustos
round.
credit how she dodges those punches quite well.
Yeah, agree. I think that's a 10-9 though to Cameron again. It's just a bit
Yes,
more activity from Cameron, and looks like she connected more than Bustos
correct.
did.
I give that one to Cameron again.
The knockout power that her knockout ratio suggests isn't really being seen so far, unless you had seen any wobbles that from Bustos, Kev, at any point in the first round. I don't think the
Not
knockout
wobbles. I feel
power is
like they'll
showing.
come later. I think Bustos is used to fighting maybe taller opponents with the way she's sort of, she's sort of taking the punches, but she's also good at slipping the punches quite well.
Yes, maybe it's a testament to the fact that Bustos is doing quite a good job of slipping and sliding, and therefore she's not getting hurt.
Yeah, but then I'm struggling to see how Bustos is going to sort of bump up the volume and land back on Cameron.
Yeah.
She seems like she's struggling to land on her.
Yeah, third round is underway, and Cameron with a nice overhand right. Bustos again just fighting on the back foot, slipping
Oh, good right
a
hand
lot
there
of
by
these
Cameron.
punches. Yeah. And well, not very much activity. So there's a lot of feinting going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of bobbing and weaving from both fighters.
Yeah.
Although a nice jab thrown by Cameron amongst all of that, a double left hook thrown by Cameron as well. Bustos just trying to throw some jabs herself and not managing to connect.
Yeah,
Cameron
but
with a
she's
jab.
struggling there, you can see, but she is still landing, but just not as many as Cameron. Cameron's just walking her down.
Yeah. And okay.
Leaving her.
Bustos clinching there, and Cameron
Yeah.
going to the body in the clinch, not the, and the referee coming in to break that up. That's the 30 seconds of this third round. Bustos doing a good job, bobbing and weaving.
She's really good at slipping the punches, I think.
Yeah.
But then I think she's struggling to actually land back. Like she'll
Yeah.
bob, but she won't necessarily catch her back.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you. I think she's having real issues. Oh, nice right hook there by Bustos though, but it's just a barrage of punches thrown by Cameron. And although Bustos is doing a good job of slipping and sliding, I think some of these punches is getting through, and that's why it's a Cameron run again, in my view.
Yeah, I feel like Bustos is punching the air quite a bit. I don't know if she's just trying to get her distance right or hoping to land a punch, but she's just not quite reaching her opponent.
Yeah, I think she's having issues with trying to connect, and although she connected there with a nice right hook, and so she has some success when she I guess has to bring her body a bit forwards to try and land like an overhand right, for example, or kind of like a
I think
looping hook.
shorter opponent needs to sort of get on the inside.
Exactly, yeah, but it exposes her in the process. That's the danger of it. And so she seems to only do it when Cameron is like trying to throw a bunch of combos, I guess.
I think Bustos is trying really hard to counter because that's her best bet, and I think that's the best bet for a shorter opponent against the taller opponent, either to counter or to go more to the body because it's easier to reach the body.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how
underway.
Bustos is really like dipping low to slide to what the dip under the punches a lot.
Yeah. Just jab by Bustos there, and a right hook thrown by Cameron. Cameron throwing a bit more, with it slightly a bit more urgency, I think, in this fourth round. In that she just seems to have a bit more volume coming out, in terms of the punches being thrown. Bustos having a bit of success. She's been landing, and yeah, again, as you mentioned, Kev does a very good job of just bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, very good. I think she's definitely used to like fighting the taller opponents where she's been forced to slip punches like this. You know, she can't just fight at a distance because she knows most of her opponents would be taller.
Yeah.
But Cameron's still landing quite a lot. You see this, like Cameron's still landing.
Yeah, she is, and she's got more volume of punches coming out, and some of them are connecting. I think, but
Yeah,
Bustos needs to kind of do a bit more here. She needs to kind of try and, well, she needs to try and connect. Easier said than done. She
I
needs
feel
to try
like
and get on the inside.
every 3 punches by Cameron, I feel like it's one back from Bustos, which is
Yeah, yeah. You know, is this to tire her out? Don't know. Don't think so.
nah, I don't
I don't
think
think
so.
fighters. I don't think either of them are going to get tired. So
Oh no, that wasn't a
just a bit of a
knockdown.
kind of a yeah. No, it's kind of
Bustos'
a bit of
glove
a
just touched the
headlock.
ground, but she got
Type of
lent
thing.
on by Cameron, so it wouldn't count.
Yeah. Oh, that's the end of the round. I'm giving that to Cameron again.
Yeah, same with me.
Although,
I think all rounds have been 10-9 to Cameron.
yeah, although I think Bustos was a bit closer that time. You know, interestingly compared to previous rounds, I think uh, she just had she was better in my view, kind of bobbing and weaving in that round compared to previous rounds, but it is still a Cameron round because
Yeah,
she's just unable to connect Bustos. That's the thing. And if you're unable to connect, it doesn't really matter how much you slip and slide because there's nothing coming back.
yeah.
So you're not going to win a fight that way. Just moving into this 5th round shortly.
Okay, and look, Cameron just coming out quite aggressively here at Bustos. Oh, big right hander by Cameron. And oh yeah, she's Bustos has taken quite a few hits already.
Yeah, she has, and yeah, similar to what we were saying, not really much coming back. Although she does throw a jab, Bustos.
I feel like she is throwing, but just not enough to really rack up the points here. It's definitely going to be points favored to Cameron here. I can
Yeah,
imagine the
I
crowd
agree.
going wild considering it's a UK fighter throwing most of the punches, but sadly our volumes are off.
Oh, nice hook by Cameron.
Yeah. Felt like it's slightly turning into a bit of a slugfest and less of a boxing as it was in the first couple of rounds now.
Yeah, there's certainly more power punches being thrown, especially from Cameron. She just threw a very nice left hook, and another one just now as well. Bustos still looks like she's got her senses about her, though. Doesn't look like she's been rocked or anything
Yeah.
like that. Both of these fighters fully into the fight now in the 5th round. I mean, they're both, properly warmed up. They're not tight. They're both flowing quite smoothly. Given that we're in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Just 18 seconds left. Oh, nice double uppercut thrown by Cameron. Not many marks on Bustos's face, though, as far as I
Yes.
can tell. That's the end of that.
Bustos just. Sorry, Mike, go on.
Oh, I was just saying that's the end of that 5th round.
Yeah. Bustos just looks more and more tired and worn out after each of the rounds progresses. You see the heavy breathing a bit more, slight redding on the nose, which could affect the course of the fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, moving into the 6th round, I'm sure you gave that as the same as I did, which is 10-9 to Cameron again.
Yeah, same again.
She's comfortably winning the rounds. Look at that slow-mo of the overhand right, very nice by Cameron.
Oh, big right hand there on Cameron's side. I'm just watching
Yeah.
the replay. This isn't the fight yet.
Yeah, just saw that. Yeah.
Okay, round 6 we just started. And again, Cameron's swinging quite a bit. Cameron's coming out. So it's Cameron starting the rounds with the big array of punches, and then Bustos trying to sort of get counter punches a bit later on.
Yeah, a nice right hook that was thrown by Cameron earlier. See, Bustos is trying to throw back, but actually sometimes it lands a lot on Cameron's shoulders. And that might just be a
Yeah,
height point.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that was
but a
good.
nice left right,
Punches.
but yeah, you just saw that by Bustos. But that's
Yeah, it's good.
the thing is that's the first I've seen of that in the fight, in a way.
Yes,
Um,
it jolted Cameron's head back quite a bit on those punches. You can tell it landed
yeah,
flush.
that was better from Bustos. Another nice left hook by Bustos. 1 minute left this 6th round. Bit of a body shot by Cameron there. Bustos was looking to the referee. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, no, Cameron got a
Illegal
little bit
punch.
of a warning from referee saying don't headlock or don't pull her down.
Yeah, I think I see some blood coming from Bustos's nose.
I think so too. It's definitely there definitely
Yeah,
is
some
some.
blood there. 30 seconds left of this 6th round, and there's 4 rounds left. Blood coming from Bustos's nose is not a good sign for her no camp, but hopefully her cutman can
Yes.
deal with that. A nice uppercut by
With
Cameron.
boxers have bumped up the velocity here. Don't know if I sense tiredness yet though. I feel like Bustos is definitely more hurt right now. You can see the redness on her face.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, she is more her. I think it's the fact that Cameron's just having more success in these exchanges, and that's the end of the 6th round, and I think that's again a Cameron round.
yeah.
Not sure what Bustos can do here, you know. Hopefully, hopefully for her and her camp, she can come up with something.
Yeah.
But at this stage, not looking great for Bustos. Moving into the 7th round, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's only 4 rounds left of this one. Fight is just in their corners right now, just getting some water and so on before they move on to the 7th round. I feel like that break's slightly longer than the previous ones, to be fair.
Which one? Have you started the round yet, or you're still in the break?
Oh, I'm still waiting for the round to wait. Let me go back to live now. Yeah, the round's starting now.
So mine keeps sort of coming off live
I'm on
somehow.
125 now, actually.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you're
on
on
exactly the same.
Yeah,
So mine somehow.
Go ahead.
Mine sometimes, like when I'm on live, it kind of lags and then it says clicks go back to live. So I think I kind
I
of
think
fall out of
DAZN
live
does
at
that
times.
sometimes, which is a bit weird, isn't it? But Bustos looks a bit more active right now. I mean, it's like she's trying to unload a bit more. But I mean, the amount of punches coming from Cameron is just ridiculous by comparison. She's just thrown way more,
Yeah,
and the
correct.
judges are going to see that activity and they're going to look at it favorably. I think the sheer volume. About 45 seconds left this 7th round. Nice right jab thrown by Cameron. Interestingly, Bustos is the one coming forward in these last 30 seconds. And we're used to seeing Cameron come forward, but it looks like Bustos is starting to be a bit more of the aggressor. But it's not proving particularly effective because she's just coming into a bunch of hooks and jabs that Cameron is
Yeah,
throwing while she tries to make her way in. And Cameron's done a very good job of keeping the distance. I think part of her game plan must have been keep the distance as much as you can, make sure that Bustos doesn't get too close to you or try and fight you on the inside, and utilize your jab and your reach advantage.
yeah,
She's done a very
exactly
good
that.
job
Yeah.
of doing that. That's the end of the 7th round,
Cameron,
10-9 to Cameron, for
yeah,
sure.
Cameron definitely looks happy to be going to the corner. She's getting some final bits of advice, I think, just to keep the pace going.
Yeah, 3 rounds left. I'm sure this is Cameron's fight.
Yeah,
Um,
unless Bustos pulls out a knockout. I don't think, I really doubt that's going to
unlikely.
happen now.
Doesn't have a knockout. Doesn't have a single knockout. Is that right?
We'll
Bustos,
see
I think.
Batsy just preparing for the fight.
Yeah, Boatsi just
Batsy, yeah.
throwing at the mitts, and
Yeah,
Richard's
Richard's
there
there as
just
well.
doing a bit of shadow boxing. Big fight for both.
Yeah.
I think Richard is called the Spider.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting name to get. I think sometimes he's got a spider on his shorts as well, which is
Nice.
interesting. So 8th round is underway.
Oh, good couple. Again, Cameron always starts strong in the rounds, always throws a barrage of punches there. And I think this gives her the huge advantage of the rounds that she racks up the points by throwing this at the start.
Yeah, she does a good job of finishing, starting and finishing each round quite strongly, which is always good for visuals, for optics, for the judges. And speaking of optics, I think there's a little cut that's developed under the right eye of Bustos.
Yeah, you can visible cut there.
Yeah, looks like the bleeding under the nose has stopped a bit though, so that's a good job by the cut man. But it's not something that you can repair, the cut under
Good
the eye
couple of
there.
jabs. Yeah, good bunch of jabs there from Bustos though.
Yeah, just got the Sky's scorecard, 70, 63. Yeah, so every single round being given to Cameron there on the DAZN
I'd
kind of
probably agree. Yeah.
featured card, which matches exactly what we've got. I'm pretty sure. I think we both gave Cameron every single round, so it looks like that's what it's looking like.
You didn't see the first one, but you took my word for it, and you were correct. I think.
Yeah. Well, nice hook there thrown by Bustos, but I think
Yeah, she's still throwing. She's not like completely switched off, but I really
no,
don't see this going any other way, to be honest, at this point.
neither do I. I think Bustos will be able to survive the last few rounds though, and it won't be a KO TKO victory that Cameron has. But we'll see. That's the end of that 8th round. Again, 10-9 to Cameron. Pretty sure. It's quite a. Would you say it's been a one-sided fight, Kev, or has it been competitive at points?
I think it's been quite one-sided, but not to an extreme. Like we haven't seen any knockdowns, and I don't anticipate Cameron knocking out Bustos. But I think from the start throughout, it's always been just slightly in favour of Cameron. So
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit one-sided, this one.
Yeah, I think certainly from a round-by-round point of view, just looking at it from a big picture, it has been quite a one-sided fight, which is a great sign for Cameron at least. It shows that she was able to fight someone with quite a lot of experience under her belt and was able to win every round relatively comfortably, which is a good thing. I think there's been little bits here and there where there's been some interesting exchanges between the two where it hasn't looked as equal, but I think very much so. Cameron has taken the vast majority of each round and done the better work. It's about 1 minute 30 left of this 9th round, and Cameron doing the same things that we've seen her do for the first 8 rounds that we've been witnessing this fight for. She's just much quicker off the mark here, and the first one to start. landing those jabs,
Mm.
higher volume.
Bristol's still slipping the punches though. She's not completely just sort of turned off as well because I don't know.
Yeah,
Cameron gives
more's getting through now though. Interestingly, I just feel like
Yeah.
more punches are getting through. There was a moment there where Cameron just stopped, and Bustos just kind of stopped stopped as well in the center of the ring, and in a way didn't really know what to do. Instead, she was kind of like she was kind of I'm not going to say flinching. She was like you know, in a way parrying, I guess, or like moving ahead, basically doing like a jerky type of style, like almost to say that, almost to make me think that basically Bustos's main plan is just to like slip and slide Cameron's punches. Maybe she doesn't have any other
Yeah.
plan of her own to try and put her own pressure on. And so yeah, I think she's been feinting more than anything, and trying to avoid these punches coming her way. It's certainly not a fight that Bustos is going to win. I mean, if the first 8 rounds, sorry, have been any indication, including this ninth that's just concluded, then I don't think Bustos has anything under
Yeah.
within her arsenal to try and win this fight.
Fuck, man. Yeah, there's a lot of blood, a lot of cuts from Bustos here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to really go any other way now, sadly, but she has given it all.
Yeah, sadly for sadly for her, I'm sure the Brit fans must be very happy that their girl is doing such a great job in the ring there. We're moving into the final 10th round. At least Bustos hasn't been knocked out or significantly rocked so far, and that's a good thing for her. Cameron just waiting for Bustos to enter.
Yeah, Bristol's getting a bit more rest in this round, but they're
Both
touching
fighters
now.
giving a little hug before the start of this 10th round. Not even just
before,
hugs,
before they
after
just throw
hugs,
at each other.
hugging it out. And before they just start throwing wildly at each other, which is what happened right now. Both fighters just
It's
giving
amazing
each
to
other.
see them sort of embrace and then they just throw punches and they'll probably embrace again afterwards. It's just weird, this sport, isn't it? The way it is.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I think
you just switch character very quickly.
yeah, I think respect is certainly found in the fire of these fights. That's where the respect is born, even through some of the most bitter rivalries in boxing. Often you find even the rivals hug it out afterwards, after they've done the damage and tried to settle it in the ring. 28% of punches thrown by Cameron landed against only 17% of Bustos's punches thrown. And then the big thing here, 699 punches by Cameron versus about 270 by Bustos. So not only beats her by volume, Cameron does, but also by accuracy, percentage-wise. Taking quite a bit of punishment, Bustos, in the last 50 seconds there. She took quite a few hooks. Still standing there, and Bustos just beckoning Cameron in and giving her a little smile to just let her know that she's still here and standing. Quite a tough cookie, quite a tough fighter, Bustos. Oh, that overhand right by Cameron, though.
Bristol's still throwing some punches back. Cameron trying to move away from those punches as much as possible.
Yeah, 10 seconds left.
Fight for it, because it was actually
very good fight to watch. Quite entertaining. However, quite one-sided as well. Both fighters showing quite a lot of respect at the end of the bell. I think it's clear who's won this. It's almost certain, absolutely certain that Cameron's won this fight. Be interested to see if the judges have given any round to Bustos, or whether they also have it as pretty much a shutout, which is what we had it as. Just going to listen in now to see what the score happens to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think every single round was a 10-9 round to Cameron there. I wouldn't be surprised even for like Bristol's team for a Cameron win.
Yeah.
I still feel like Bristol's team are just proud for her to have gone the distance with someone like that.
Yeah. So I'm just listening in.
Yeah.
But they're going to a break. That's weird. I thought they would reveal what the scores were. Not. After a break, but it's like they're going to reveal it after the break. Unless you saw something else, I don't think you saw anyone's hand get lifted, right, Kev? I'm pretty sure they're going to deliver the score after this little break on this design thing. So fair. I mean, I think we're not in suspense, so we know who's. Oh wait, there you go. All right, judge scorecards. All three, 100 to 90. There you go. It's absolutely unanimous shutout, as expected. Is exactly how we scored it. 100 to 90. And you know, you have to still give credit to Bustos. There were bits where Bustos was doing pretty well, and she obviously didn't get knocked down. There wasn't any KO or TKO victory, which you have to respect Bustos for. She's had a significant amount of fights, very experienced fighter. However, just wasn't able to land. She just doesn't have the kind of height or reach advantage that maybe was one of the biggest factors in this fight in a way.
I think Cameron was just always throwing more punches from the start throughout, where Bustos was just struggling to find a way to counter and land more. But it is how it is in boxing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're going to move on to the main fight now.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
are.
just checking.
So before the main fight starts, I'm gonna make a quick bathroom break. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, Mo, if you don't mind. Hold on.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Be right back.
Yeah, of course. So some interesting undercard fights. It's very nice to see Bamic as well fight. Interesting to see who he's going up against next. And it looks like we'll be hopefully moving on to what we've all been waiting for in terms of the main fight, which is this Richards Buatsi fight. Now, this fight is really one of those that could go either way. There's not going to be any. I don't think there's going to be any kind of shutout victory from any of the two. I also don't think it's going to go to a KO or TKO victory. I think it's going to go into points. I think it's going to be important to see how these two are able to box each other. I think technical ability is going to be important here. However, you know, Buatsi's got great technical ability along with great power. I'm pretty sure Buatsi's got a background in Olympic background as well. And it looks like he was a bronze medalist for light heavyweight in the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. So, well, there you go. However, interestingly, especially given the recent defeat that Canelo sustained against Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol, his his status is risen, and so people take a closer look at the people he's fought, and they're able to make a retrospect on how good his opponents potentially were if Bivol was able to have beaten Canelo of all people. So Richards, of course, fought Bivol in May of 2021, and the judges' scorecards were very, very close indeed. 115, 114, 115, 113, and then, final judges' scorecard 118, 110, which is quite wide. But I think if you look at the majority of those judges' scorecards, then it would suggest that Richards put up a really fantastic performance in hindsight, given how great Bivol is in terms of his ability.
I take it we're about to go into the main fight now, right?
I believe we are. It's still showing as a break, so they may not roll out anytime.
Okay, they always do lots of
Soon.
ads just before the main fight.
Yeah.
Although this is where a lot of viewers are coming in. So these ads, right? They pay a lot of money for these ads. The viewers are high.
True, you're right actually, because viewers are going to start tuning in for this
Yeah,
specific
so
fight
they're,
rather than maybe for some they were interested in some of the undercards and pretty decent undercards.
yeah,
However, you know, a vast majority of people are here for the main fight, of course. So yeah, you're right.
these are
Probably paying a lot for these ads.
you notice with boxing, there's just ads everywhere. Like it's just even on the boxers' gloves, the shorts, even on the ropes, there's ads.
Yeah.
They squeeze them on every little centimeter they can of boxing.
Well, that's the thing. I think there's no sport without money.
Yeah, it's money, is it? It's a business.
Every single, even from football shirts having companies on them to cricket shirts to shoes, etc., etc. Everything is sponsored by someone usually,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of money to be made in sport, isn't there? So
Yeah.
without the funders, who knows whether there'd be as much I don't know, entertainment involved in sport because of the money that is involved in sport. Especially with boxing is a very interesting sport because it's a sport that cannot be fought in a team setting. There's no such thing as a team-based boxing fight. You fight 1-to-1, and so there's massive purses to be made in boxing if you manage to rise up in the ranks, which is why it's so important to maintain strong reputations as you continue to climb. You'll remember when we were watching the there was a fight between Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce, for example.
Right.
And Dubois obviously lost that fight, and at that point, I think he was undefeated. And there's a lot of talk about how that might impact his his status as he continues to climb up. Because if you lose your O, it's not good for promotion purposes. And so fighters are very protective about that, aren't they? Really, they need to maintain these stats for their image, which helps them market themselves in the best way.
Reputation's huge. Reputation's a big thing.
Reputation equals money a lot of the time, and wins equals money as well. I mean, there's no doubt a lot of people in this sport because they love boxing, but also because it's a vocation, isn't it? It's how they make their money. And prime example is Floyd Money May. In a way, I kind of I don't miss Floyd, but actually I appreciate Floyd more now than I did when he was around as an active boxer, funnily enough.
Thing is, I never really got into boxing until the last couple of years, and this is like obviously to Floyd's time coming to the end. I think I only got into boxing, I don't know, 2019, like when I really got into it.
Yeah, there was some great fights going on in around 2019.
Yeah.
And that, I think, those fights a few years ago used to bring in a lot of people. And there are still today very, very big fights that go on. I think the welterweight division was really popping off a few years ago in particular, and that's where Floyd was. And now I feel like the most popping weight divisions are almost like the heavyweights.
I think so, yeah.
In particular. Light heavyweight division has been doing pretty well. Welterweight division was always going to be a popular one, to be honest. And there's some really great fighters in the welterweight division. People should be thinking about. I'm sure you know people think about, for example, Spence, and there's loads of good welterweights out there, Crawford, and so on. But heavyweights, I think that's where it is. I mean, the bigger weights seems to be quite a bit of a focus as of recently. The personalities involved in those weight categories. I'm just getting that feeling. I don't know if you agree, Kev. And there's been so many great British heavyweights recently that have popped up, and I think because we're obviously
Yeah.
from the UK, they're front and center here.
Yeah, I agree. I
You
think
get your
recently,
Joshuas, and you get your Whites, and you get your Furies.
yeah, I think British boxing's been very big recently. Even like other weight categories. So yeah, and yeah, I think in the UK before it's mostly been in like the US, isn't it? Like I feel like the biggest boxers were in the US, but now we're getting a
Correct.
bit more UK based boxers.
Yeah, and I think Mayweather is the guy who probably epitomized
Yeah,
the
isn't that Sugar
dominance.
Hill? Wasn't that Sugar Hill in the crowd?
It might have been. I just missed it. I think I might have skipped to live before
No, it's
seeing that
okay. I
shot.
think that was him. It looked just like him. I wouldn't
It's
be
interesting
surprised
he would
because
be here. But obviously,
he's Tony Belly
loves
talking.
boxing, doesn't he? Is he maybe training someone in this
Okay, here we go.
document?
Here's we're about to start the ring walk. I think Buatsi starting to walk out.
Yes, I'm just seeing that now as well. Boatsi's starting to walk out.
Wait,
Wow, look at that. It's already happening.
is Buatsi
Already
the
at the line.
challenger or the what?
Well, in a way, I actually don't think they are, unless I'm mistaken. I don't think they're fighting for a belt.
Right.
Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure they're not. Yeah, I don't see any reference to them fighting
Yeah.
for a belt here. I'm sure it's
I thought Buatsi would come out second, but that's fair.
yeah, because there's a rule, isn't there? What is the rule? The rule is that the first person to come out is is the challenger. Is that right?
Yes, the challenger, and then the person defending the title, or whatever, is he always the second person?
Yeah. Yes. Well, no. So the person who's defending their title would be the champion, wouldn't it? And then the challenger would be the guy that's trying to take the
Right.
belt from them. So like in the usual way, who comes out first? Do you know? I feel like there is a rule, isn't there? The first person who comes out is always going to be um well, ring. I think maybe there isn't a rule I'm not aware of. Maybe there isn't one and I'm just making it up. I always
Yeah.
used to think there was one though.
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Trying to think back to all the other fights that I've seen and who came out first.
Yeah. I'm trying to think as well. Actually, I'm not too sure.
Got Diamante in the center of the ring, just warming the crowd up for this one. I wonder what music they've come out to actually. All right, Boatsi's coming out now. Wait, no, let me just. Boatsi coming out to what sounds like kind of like African hip hop beat. I think that's because his background is he's born in Ghana.
Right.
Although obviously he's from South London now, residence or brought up at least in South. So looks very relaxed.
They're really relaxed. Yeah.
Like his robe looks very nice. Nice bit of pink and gold trim on it. It looks cool. Again, I think that trim is almost like it's got African prints on it as well. So it's obviously, design he decided to go for, looks personalized, and he's got the Ghanaian flag, I think, actually on his robe as well. Right, Richard's just getting ready,
Yeah. Here we go.
coming as well. Richards looking slightly I wouldn't say nervous. He
He looks a
focused.
bit tense.
Yeah, he does look a bit tense, doesn't he? But I think it's because he cares a lot about this fight. Obviously, he wants to win this
Yeah,
fight. I think it's kind of one of those. I don't want to compare this to. I do not want to compare this to, although I am, but it isn't the same. But you know, like how Brook versus Khan, right? Like how Brook
yeah,
always thought Khan stole the limelight,
yeah,
and that no one, and that Brook deserved more credit than he got, and he's always wanted this kind of domestic fight because
yeah,
he really wanted to settle this, etc. I'm not going to compare that to these two, but in a way, Boatsi is obviously the favorite. He's almost like, I don't want to call him the golden child, but he's the guy that people have high hopes for, where
yeah,
they want him to go and go get a world title and so on. And and I guess in a way, Richards maybe hasn't received that level of, I don't know, hype or attention, and perhaps this is his opportunity to really, I don't know, not shine necessarily, because obviously he's fought quite a lot of great fighters out there, like
yeah,
Bivol, for example. Um, but this is opportunity to kind of like settle the dispute in the light heavyweight division from a domestic point of view, and
yeah,
kind of say, look, I'm actually like the guy in the light heavyweight division
yeah,
in the UK. Like I'm the better fighter.
yeah. I
Um,
see what you mean. Yeah,
so he's looking to kind of spoil, in a way, if he wins, that will spoil the Boatsi story that's trying to be built right now.
yeah,
Um, where Boatsi's kind of, he's getting primed to take those big titles.
yeah. That's a good point, actually.
Because they obviously want Boatsi to fight the very best light heavyweights eventually. And it'd be super interesting, Bivol versus Boatsi. That would be super interesting.
Bivol versus Buatsi would be really good. Yeah, really good
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, but they obviously aren't fighting yet. He has to get through Richards first. And I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. So let's see. And the energy of Richards has changed quite a lot.
Yes, for sure.
Looking quite chill. I think he's come out to what sounds like almost like a reggae techno
I
type
still got my volume
beat.
off. I can't hear this one.
Oh yeah, he's come out to some kind of like reggae. Almost, it sounds like reggae and techno.
Yeah, it might be where he's from, where he's based.
Yeah, potentially. Oh,
Oh,
both
did they
fighters
just?
kind of staring each other, like
Yeah, I
maybe
was gonna say I
bumping
thought
into
they
each other.
touched it.
Oh, it's interesting
Attention.
because they
Oh, look
started
at
off
them
with
just
so
staring
much
each other down.
respect. Yeah, they had so much respect to begin with, and now you can just
They're
see
just like
kind of like
walking around the
bad
ring
blood.
themselves.
Yeah, you see like it's all seeping through now because it's real now, right? They need to go to war. They need to go to war with each other, so they can't be all
Yeah,
lovey-dovey, giving each other hugs type of thing.
yeah,
This is war now, so they're both treating it really seriously.
yeah. Referee just checking both their gloves.
Yeah, crowd
After
looks
this
pretty
point.
full. Yeah, tell of the tape. Boatsi's 29, Richards 32.
Yeah,
Boatsi debuted in 2017, Richards in 2015. Boatsi with 15-0, 13 by knockout. Richards with 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 10 of his wins by knockout. 111 rounds boxed by Richards, only 65 by
yeah.
Boatsi. Boatsi with an 87% knockout ratio, which is very
They're very good.
impressive. Richards with a 50% knockout ratio, so that's actually pretty good as well.
That's not bad. Yeah, don't forget, Richards has got a couple of losses under him, but I don't know. Maybe he could use that to his
And one of
advantage.
them's against Bivol.
Yeah,
And the other one was about three plus years ago. So that
yeah,
far and few between, and his most recent one against a very good opponent in Bivol. I think
yeah,
he's only lost twice, Richards, and before Bivol, his only other defeat was in 2017, 5 years ago.
yeah.
So you could
So I
almost
find it
ignore
really
that
strange that
defeat.
he lost to Bivol. So Bivol actually, and then Bivol went to fight Saul Alvarez. So then this
Yeah,
is like Alvarez came up in huge weight divisions to do this because he's basically
yeah.
fighting heavyweights.
Yeah, I rate Canelo a lot. I mean, he dares to be great. He dares to be great. He's not afraid to challenge himself and to
It's
just
like
go
Canelo's got
for
in
it.
the ring with these guys, sort of thing, isn't it? This is the sort of weight category he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, props to Canelo. I'm sure he'll be back, and he's super entertaining to watch. To be honest,
Yeah.
I mean, Canelo's still the golden child of boxing. I'm sure. Pretty sure he's the guy who draws in the most money and the most crowds currently. I think it's
Yeah.
Canelo, and maybe Fury even, but obviously Fury's retired, so.
Yeah. Howard Foster. We've seen this guy a few times.
Very experienced referee.
Isn't he the one refereed the AJ versus Dylan White fight where they had that massive fight after that first round,
He might have been.
and then Dylan like threw the referee into AJ? It sounds like the same guy.
Yeah, I mean Foster and Bayliss are probably the most well-known refs that I know.
Popular refs, yeah, baby.
I know Fazan's a massive fan of
Yeah, he calls it
Bayliss.
something else. I can't remember, doesn't he?
It's massive. Fazan's a massive fan of Bayliss. Shout out to Bayliss. All right.
Here we go. Looks
These,
like
yeah. So these two just getting ready, aren't they, Kev?
yeah, crowd cheering them on.
Looks like Richards is his shirt is quite interesting, sponsored by scaffolding business, which is quite interesting. But there you go. As we were saying earlier, can't separate money and sport. You know,
Yeah,
advertisers.
agreed.
Even the ring is covered with logos. Sometimes I actually think it's nice. It kind of makes it more official. There you go. Look, Boazzi from Croydon,
From
London,
my end.
England.
Oh, from our end, yeah.
Well, from our ends, represent. But then, believe it or not,
I'm sure we've bumped into him at one point in our lives.
maybe we've seen him in the Whitgift Centre one of these days without
Yeah.
knowing. Shopping.
Well, how old is Barazzi again?
Boazzi, he is 29, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
29.
a couple of years older.
Richards
Okay.
is 32.
I wonder what school he went to if he's been in Croydon. It must be a school that we
I
went.
bet you it's on Wikipedia. I'm gonna check now, just for the
Yeah, we
just
must have
before
heard
the
of the
fight
school.
starts. It's very important information for the viewers. Let's find it.
Considering me and Mo both
Boazzi.
live in Croydon.
Yeah, the thing is, Richards is also in South. I think he's in Crystal Palace or even Croydon.
Yeah.
Richards. Well, these two. You see that stare down? Not nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
Barazzi just went in the corner to
he
pray.
studied at Edenham High School, otherwise
Eden.
known as yeah, Edenham, otherwise known as Orchard Park High
Yeah, I
School.
know Eden. That's not far from me. Actually, my
How
mate went
fit
to
is,
Eden.
and then he graduated a 2-1 degree in management with sports science from St Mary's University, Twickenham.
Fair play.
All right, the fight is actually underway, just like that. And yeah, in this round one, both fighters looking incredibly sharp and on their toes. But actually coming in actually pretty light, I think. He looks very, very trim.
Both
Oh
looking
my
quite light.
goodness,
Yeah.
malice behind these punches here. Both fighters just feinting each other out. But actually taking the center of the ring. Richards circling around him. Both fighters just finding their range, I think, trying to land those jabs. But actually trying to go for a punch to the body, both fighters clinching, referee stepping in. Yeah, Kev?
Which is getting some good 1-2s in right there. Where you at? I'm at 159 on round 1, 58, 57,
Oh, let me just go switch to live. There you go. I'm with you as well now.
53, yeah. So
Both
in
fighters
between,
clinching. Referee stepping in to break it up.
they do both look sharp. Richards has thrown a couple of 1-2s, landed quite well. Richards is getting through the jab as well.
Yeah.
Richards,
Nice punch to the body by Richards. He's doing a good job actually. Sharp.
yeah, look
Left
at the jabs are
jab.
doing really well, going straight through the defense there.
Yeah, they are.
If he can keep up with the jabs throughout the fight, that's going to do some good damage to Buatsi.
Yeah, nice bit of point scoring there. You know, nice connecting jabs thrown by Richards.
Like sharp jabs as well, going straight through the defense.
Boazzi just taking it, you know, taking it a bit calm. He's not really utilizing the jab as much. Buatsy's just trying to leap in with a lot of hooks and so on.
Yeah.
Referee breaking up the two. They were just kind of clinching a bit. 50 seconds left of this first round. And I'm tempted to give this round to Richards so far.
Yeah, I think so too, especially with the combinations.
Yeah, unless Buatsy comes up with something else, but Richards doing a good job of punching on the clinch. Referee steps in just before Buatsy can do the same. 30 seconds left this first round. And
Oh yeah, good.
nice jab by Richards. And looking at these two, you
Oh.
almost can tell Richards is a bit taller, isn't he, and a bit more height,
Which is a
bit
bit
more reach.
taller.
Oh, Buatsy though with some
Richards got
vicious
pushed into
looking
the ropes
hooks.
a little bit.
Yeah, Buatsy with a nice overhand right. But the thing is, Richards is slipping a lot of these.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure why Buatsi is trying to go for it so early like that. It's just barraging them.
Yeah, you're right, and it's not working as well.
I'm not
And
sure whose round that was. Who do you think
that's
that
the
went
end
to?
of the first round. A bit of a stare down at the end. I'm actually giving that to Richards.
Yeah, I think Richards. Buatsi did throw some good stuff at the end, but he wouldn't look like he was going for it at the end. But
Yeah, he certainly carries knockout power, but I just think it's a bit too early. Or maybe just testing Richards, see if he can
yeah,
connect, see whether Richards doesn't have a strong chin or whatever. I don't know, but I'm actually
yeah.
giving that round to Richards.
Both guys in their corners being spoken to by their cornermen.
Yeah,
Half back in. Betfred is like planted all over this
yeah.
this fight.
Sure, there's people putting their bets in on this.
Yeah, see if they can get their money back.
And it is a bit of a 50-50 one. I mean, look already,
It's a
I've
tricky
got
one,
Richards
yeah.
up, but
Well, Buatsi threw a good left hook there.
yeah,
But I think
that's
Richards is trying to stay more focused as a boxer rather than going for it.
I agree. Yeah, Richards is far more kind of technical right now. He's not trying to go in with the power punches. A nice overhand right by Buatsi though. Nice sharp, crisp jabs
Yeah.
being thrown by Richards.
Yeah.
Just seems like he's more accurate.
Richards is more boxing rather than throwing a flurry of
Yeah,
punches.
he's not trying to brawl as Buatsi. You can just see those hooks flying off. A lot of thought going into this fight by these two. They're definitely taking their time before they make their decisions.
Yeah.
Try not to rush into things. Richard's getting a bit annoyed that Buatsi punches him on the clinch. Referee doesn't do anything. Just lets the fighters get on with it again. Ooh, Richard's trying a shot to the body there.
Yeah.
Buatsi didn't flinch, didn't seem to be too affected, but it is a decent attempt by Richards. Ooh, Richards trying to uppercut and then got his glove caught. Buatsi pushing
Ooh, why
Richards
is
against the
Buatsi's
ropes
really going for it?
and just hammering in hooks there. But Richards doing a smart job of keeping his glove nice and tight against his chin, which meant that Buatsi decided to go to the body instead because he managed to raise those gloves from Richard. 1 minute 14 left of this second round, and it's been a round where both of them have had quite a bit of success, respectively, I think. Just a minute left of this second round. Not too much going on. Just both fighters kind of trying to exchange jabs, standing in the center of the ring.
Yeah. I do think like Richards has been more of a boxer. He's being a bit more composed boxing.
Yeah.
Buatsi's like finding an opening and then throwing a barrage of punches.
Yeah, nice sharp left thrown by Richard that managed to get through Buatsi's guard there. And I feel like his approach, Richards, is making Buatsi slow down a bit more.
Yeah.
Which is probably what Richards wants. Oh, a nice 1-2 by Richards.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to judge this one.
Stare down after the round.
Well, there you go. How do you score that one, Kev?
I think that might have been a 10-9 to Boazzi. I'm not sure. I think Boazzi did throw a few more combinations there.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I think it got either way. I'm going to give that to Richard simply because I think it makes it more interesting, but also because I think there's a case for him to have won that round.
Yeah.
So you're going for Boazzi, I'm going for Richards.
Yeah. I think it's 1 round each, in my opinion. Just saying 2 rounds to Richards, right?
Yeah.
Boazzi
Boazzi
does look already a
looking.
bit tired. Look at him heavy breathing quite early.
Yeah, I mean, he looks. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he looks nervous, but his eyes don't look.
The best, yeah.
He just looks. He doesn't seem particularly calm. Richards,
Yeah,
on the other hand, looks pretty calm. To be fair,
I
looking
think
at
so.
him in his corner, he looks pretty calm.
Look at how ripped these guys are as well.
Yeah, they're both coming in at pretty good weights. I'm sure they slimmed down properly for this light heavyweight contest.
Yeah.
Both lean, and you could tell, Richards is obviously so sharp.
Oh.
Second round is it's weird that it says 2 out of 12. It's the third round, isn't it? The
Is
zone
it?
is saying 2 out of 12, but I'm pretty sure we're in
It
the
is the
third
third,
round.
yeah. I failed a bit of mistake. I
Yeah,
can't
a
see
bit of a
two.
fail from the zone, but it is what it is. We're in the third round.
Oh, now it's
Um,
saying 3 out. It's saying 3 out of 12 for me.
oh, there you go. So they've fixed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's leading this fight. It's a bit of a tricky one. I feel like
Slightly different styles there. Boazzi, oh, nice shot to the body by Boazzi. He is unleashing more. Richards, you can see like there's power behind the jab, even with Richards.
Richards' jab's doing really good. It's getting through the defense of Barazzi. But Barazzi doesn't seem like he's utilizing his jab. He's just finding an opening and then trying to throw a combination.
Yeah.
Good 1-2 there by Richards.
Mm. Boazzi with the kind of double jab. Oh, this is interesting
Yeah.
statistically.
1-2.
Jabs, 32% landed by Boazzi, 15% landed by Richards.
Yeah.
Although Richards throwing around 20 more. That's interesting because I expected the accuracy to be slightly different. I thought Richards would have been better accuracy-wise, but it looks like Boazzi
Yeah,
doing
that's interesting actually.
better. It's about a minute left of this third round. How are you seeing it so far, Kev?
I think Richards is a slight edge, but I think Richards is slightly in the lead here on this round.
Nice left hook by Richards, and a nice stiff jab by Richards as well.
Yeah.
Boazzi attempting uppercut, I think connected there by Boazzi, did a good job.
Oh, good combination by Richards. Oh, good. There was a left hook flush from Richards there, but then Richards throws one back.
Yeah, both fighters kind of in the clinch.
To watch their heads.
Yeah. Man, this is a tough one. They're both giving each other something to deal with in this fight.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to. Oh, that left thrown by.
I think that was
Richards
Richards' round.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll probably give that to Richards. But now my scorecard looks a bit skewed. I got 3 rounds to Richards. Interestingly.
Oh, yeah, watching the replay, yeah, Richards lands some good shots there.
Wow, could this be a upset? Who knows?
Yeah. Would it be an upset if Richards wins this?
Yeah, it would, 100%. I think it's because Boazzi is undefeated, and he's the favorite. He is the favorite.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying, I think that people are trying to work Boazzi up so that he can be the guy. The guy for the UK light heavyweights. And he's quite I wouldn't say he's super young, but he's the guy that I think people are backing to take on bigger and better fights. Round 4 is underway between these two. Really interesting fight so far because
Yeah, Richard's in the corner there a little bit, having to clench.
Yeah,
Good jab utilization there from Richards there. Slips a move, gets a good jab in there. A couple of body shots. Was quite low, that one, nearly hit the belt.
Yeah, you keep going, Kev. I'm just going to refresh my stream. I think I'm a few seconds behind.
Yeah, all good combination there by Richards there. Now they seem to be fighting on the inside here. But it's like they're throwing a combination on the inside and then clenching. The referee's having to break them up here.
Who's having the better of the exchanges, do you think?
I think it's 50-50, but I say Richards just has a slight advantage. They were fighting on the inside just a second ago. But now, yeah, look, they're on the inside here.
Oh, that looked like a punch under the belt there by
yeah, I feel like some of these punches are below the belt, but unless they're just wearing the belts really high.
Just on the belt, it seems a bit.
I think on the belt's okay, because what you notice is that you can't actually see their belly button, so I think they have got their belts a bit high.
About a minute and 10 left of this 4th round, and
yeah,
Richard's kind of leaving himself exposed there for a second, and Buatsi was coming up with a leaping left hook, but Richard's just about getting out of harm's way. Less than a minute left. Both fighters just clinching, referee coming in to break it up. Not too much work being done right now. The fighters find themselves in the clinch again, and referees looking quite closely whether they're going to be able to break it up themselves or not. Don't think so. Referee stepping in, 20 seconds left. And Buatsi with a nice jab.
Here.
Yeah.
Bit of a slug.
A nice bit of work by Buatsi to the body. Although Richard's really nice bobbing and weaving.
Yeah, I'm really not sure who's.
Buatsi with a hook. That's the end of that 4th round. I'm giving that one to Buatsi personally.
Yeah.
It's the first round that I'm finally scoring in his favor. The rounds have been very close. Exchanges have been very interesting. So it'd be interesting to see how this one progresses, because Buatsi is the favorite, and he's got a good knockout ratio, and he is definitely gunning for a knockout still. You can tell he's trying to go for the knockout.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's currently proving unsuccessful.
Referee having to break up quite a few fights, as you can see, for a few of the clinches.
Yeah, quite a bit of clinching in this fight.
Yeah.
Just a slow-mo there, Buatsi landing that left hook. And, referee trying to be cautious, not for these fighters not to be punching off the bell, It can happen, especially when there's quite a lot of competitiveness and animosity between these two fighters, and they're the ones to try and swing. 5th round is underway. Buatsi coming forward.
Hang on a second. Someone's put this a 10-9 to Buatsi for every single round. Tony. Tony Bellew scored at 10-9 to Buatsi for every round. I find that really weird. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think Buatsi's won every round.
It's interesting to see that's what Bellew's gone for. You know, I can see the judges doing that as well. I agree. I don't agree, as you're saying as well,
Yeah,
Kev. I don't agree with it, but
but the rounds
you know,
have been
fair
tight, to
dues.
be fair.
Every single round has been tight. That's the thing. You could give it to either fighter, to be honest.
Yeah,
I just think Richards is doing. The thing is, when the stats pop up, you realize Richards isn't as accurate. But for some reason, I just think Richards is doing a better job working the jab. I don't know why.
yeah.
He just it just looks that
He's
way.
boxing a bit better. Buatsi's just a bit low,
You
wildly
see, like
throwing.
just right now, the amount of wild hooks being thrown by Buatsi, none of them are getting
Yeah.
through. I don't think. I mean, they look like
But now
Buatsi
look
were
at this next
posturing.
bit.
Look
Look
at
at
Richards. You
Richards.
see the shuffle. You see the Ali shuffle.
Yeah, but now and these shots as well. Look, these are landing. They're like one shot at a
Yeah.
time. They're
Those
landing.
body shots.
These all
And for
landing.
some reason, Boatsi just standing there and taking it, maybe to try and intimidate Richards and say, "Look, I can take your shots. They're not powerful." You know, I don't know whether
Yeah,
he's doing that. If he is, I don't see why he should be doing that. But he
yeah,
just took a bunch of shots just now, Boatsi. Don't know why he's doing that and just standing there. Maybe he's a bit tired from the exchange that he tried to push out earlier. Um, but if you look at those power punches that Boatsi was throwing, and they weren't connecting. A lot of them were not connecting.
correct. Yeah,
45 seconds left this fifth round. It's a full 12 rounder as well.
yeah.
So, you know,
Might go the
are these
distance.
guys
Yeah,
going to gas out? Don't know. They've come in incredibly fit.
yeah. I don't think there'll be a knockout either. I feel like there's. I don't know.
You know,
I see
sometimes
it going the
Boatsi has a
distance.
way of pulling it out of his pocket, a knockout. You know, like he could get one. I mean, he certainly is looking for it.
Yeah,
But I also agree. I don't know whether we're going to see a knockout.
yeah. Look at all these Buatsi shots. A lot of them
Oh,
are missing though.
that last wild left hook thrown by Richards didn't look particularly good. How do you score that one?
Oh, the uppercut. I think that was a 10-9 to Richards.
Interesting. I'm giving that to
Buatsi, aren't
Boatsi
you?
because of the volume.
Yeah.
But again, incredibly close fight in my opinion. Very entertaining to see, but I'm giving that one to Boatsi. So now I've got Richards up by 1. What do you have? 3,
Um,
5. I've got Richards
I
up
have
by at
Richards up
least
by
1
2.
round. Okay, interesting. I wonder what Tony Bellew's got. He's probably got
He probably
Boatsi up
got
by
Buatsi winning
5.
every single round.
Yeah. I don't know whether they have a relationship or like as in like whether they're mates or something. I don't know, but sometimes that can cloud people's judgment. But again, I can see people scoring this in favor of Boatsi as well for each run potentially.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's putting in effort. He is putting in work, but you know, I'm trying to be as objective as I can.
yeah.
6th round is underway. Both fighters just fainting in the center of the ring. It's a bit more fainting going on. Boatsi trying to land a jab to the body. Richards with just a soft left hook. Richards with a stiff left. Boatsi with a left hook. Boatsi with a right hook.
Yeah,
Good,
good.
good bit of work. Boatsi with a nice
Yeah.
overhand right, followed by uppercut. Uppercut again by Boatsi. Richards just trying to throw a few jabs and hooks, but it's actually not proving as effective. Needs to pinpoint his punches a bit more, Richards. I think he's missing at points. Especially when the tempo of the fight is at such a slightly slower pace now.
Yeah, yeah.
They can take a bit more time trying to time those punches. I imagine 1 minute 30 left of this 6th round. Boatsi having done probably the better work so far, I would say. Stiff right hand by Buatsi there.
It's interesting. It's hard to see who's really winning this one. It's really 50-50, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a close one. I feel like it's starting to. The pendulum is starting to maybe move in Buatsi's favor slowly.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's 45 seconds left of this 6th round.
Oh, some good punches
Nice
there from
1-2
Richard.
by Richards. Yeah, I just seen that as
Good-
well on the left hook. Buatsi just saying, "Come on."
Yeah.
I think it's probably just maybe he's just taunting him about his power potentially. Could just be trying to get Richards into a compromising position, trying to make him overexert himself.
Yeah.
Richards just needs to stay focused and just keep doing what he's. Well, he just needs
Needs
to
to
stay
box,
focused,
yeah.
really. Yeah. 15 seconds left of this 6th round. Both fighters just clenching each other and managing to
Yeah.
work it out.
Fighting on the inside a bit here.
Will there be a punch on the bell? No.
Nah, it seemed like they nodded heads.
I think it's a 10-9 to Buatsi personally.
Yeah.
How about you? You giving it to Richards? Or?
I think Buatsi had that one, yeah.
Right, so I've now got it equal. 3-3.
I've got this still one up to Richards.
Fair. It's interesting because I had rounds 1, 2, 3 for Richards and then 4, 5, 6 for Buatsi. It's like I've got Buatsi now starting to take over the fight slightly more.
Yeah. I'm sort of similar. I just gave one extra to Richards at the start and then that's it.
Yeah.
Richards looks like he's starting to get a bit tired now, I think.
I think Richards needs to maybe start throwing a few more power punches or shots to the body or something like that because
Right.
I don't think he can box his way through this per se because Buatsi's going to keep coming forward with these power punches. I feel like they both need to maybe try and gun for something a bit more sinister than technical boxing. Like I do think Richards should try and knock him down. Anyway,
Yeah.
7th round is underway, so we're already halfway through the fight.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's interesting, this one, actually. Buatsi's starting to volume up the pace a little bit here. Richards doesn't seem to be sort of dazed by it, though. He doesn't seem to be bothered by the extra punches.
No, yeah, Buatsi landing
Well, good
more.
1-2 by Richards.
Yeah, I think he's getting met with like uppercuts and shots to the body,
Yeah.
which is just like it's uneven right now. I think Richards needs to land a few more lethal punches. Buatsi seems to be a bit more in control. I think Richards needs to take like a initiative. He needs to start trying to create his own plays. Like I feel like he's waiting slightly more for Buatsi. Left hook by Buatsi. Buatsi's trying to double jab there. Richards managing to slip out of the way. Less than a minute 30 of the 7th round.
Yeah. Just
Sharp left thrown by Buatsi. Jab by Richards. Another jab by Richards. Yeah, tempo looking pretty slow. These two fighters are kind of just more in the center of the ring and feinting at each other and just throwing punches every kind of few seconds. Oh, a bit of a flurry now though.
Yeah, a little bit there.
Buatsi trying to unleash a few hooks. Both fighters on the clinch. What were you saying, Kev?
It's very 50-50, this fight. It's very hard to say what's what.
Yeah, they're both having their little bits of success. I just think Buatsi's doing more. I think he's landing more power punches in particular.
Yeah.
Richards is he's quite rangy. I think he's doing a good job with the jabs and trying to follow up with like a hook or a
Yes.
uppercut every now and then. But like primarily he's throwing the jabs.
Yeah.
Whereas Boazzi, he's unleashing those hooks quite a lot more. I'm giving that round to Boazzi. So now I've got Boazzi up by 1. So finally, I think Boazzi's taken over the momentum of the fight.
Gotten lost once in the last.
Sorry, my phone just gets
That's
distracted
all
me.
right, mate. So yeah,
I don't
just
know who
waiting
these
for
guys
this.
are talking.
These two, yeah. I think they were just chatting about how Boazzi's taking over slightly more.
Going back to live. Here we go. Next round about to start. Round 8. Here we go. I guess it's a bit more of a boxing match now rather than people throwing barrages. Maybe they're both getting a bit tired out. But you see them
Yeah,
both,
maybe. I mean,
both utilising the jab a bit more.
yeah, Richards having started the round with a double left hook. However, it's kind of, maybe his corner's telling him, listen, you need to maybe try and go for a knockout or something.
Yeah.
I don't think the judges are going to be very forgiving or biased in favour of Richard, so I think that the pressure's on him.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to be biased, I'll be in favour of Boazzi.
Yeah.
Tony Billy's given every single round to Boazzi.
Okay, I mean that's a bit one-sided. It's quite one-sided. Well,
I
it
think
is
Richard did
one-sided.
take a couple of rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Richards won
Oh, that
a
was a
few
low
rounds,
blow
in
there.
my opinion. There you go. I mean, to be fair, Boazzi's been. Why is Boazzi talking back to the ref though? Come on now. That's the thing. I could see Boazzi's his uppercuts were well, not uppercuts. His shots to the body were starting to droop quite low. To be fair, so it's only a matter of
Yeah,
time.
they both were shooting a bit low at one point.
Yeah, so around 1 minute 30 left this 8th round. Oh, that's an obvious low blow thrown by Richards, and Boazzi's really annoyed about that. And instead, it kind of returned a low blow in favor. And I think maybe Richards is trying to work him up. I don't know. Maybe this is a tactic. Maybe he's trying to work him up a bit. See what Boazzi's like when he's kind of angry, and see if you can bring him in, maybe set him up. I don't know, but there needs to be a bit more venom in Richards at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans saying very hard to score. It's quite close. Agree, it is quite a close fight, although Tony Bellew would disagree with you, given that he's given every single round with to Boazzi for some reason, which is just, I think, a bit too far. But yeah, it has been quite difficult to score this one. Both having quite a bit of success. Nice uppercut by Richards there. Oh, both fighters. I mean, I don't know what's going on. There's a bit of drama going on right now. I mean, referees trying to stop these two. And there's just a lot more like venom in this round, isn't there? They're both throwing hooks all over the place.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, but Richards.
Nice right hook by Richards, and Boazzi trying to come forward with something of his own. There's about 15 seconds left.
There.
Oh yeah. Oh, solid right hook thrown by Boazzi.
I think Richards got a bit wobbled a little bit there.
Yeah, I think Richards got slightly wobbled. So I'm in a Boazzi round. So I got Boazzi up by 2 now.
Oh, big uppercut there by Richards.
But, fantastic uppercut that Richards landed. However, I think overall Boazzi was just doing better. I think he hurt Richards. But yeah, I gave that one to Boazzi actually. So what am I up? I think I've got Boazzi up by 2.
I can definitely see that they're get a bit tired now, heavy breathing now. This I don't know if the pace is going to slow down or what.
Yeah, let's see. And then 10-9, 10-9, 7-8. Yeah, fine. Buatsy up by 2. All right, moving into the 9th round. Let's see how this is going.
Yeah.
Both fighters just kind of in the middle, feinting, both jabbing each other at the same time. Ooh, look how close that is. The power punches. Buatsy,
Yeah.
38% connected, 36% connected by Richards, although Buatsy throwing, about 50 more.
Yeah, I think Buatsy would be up on points then based on that.
I think Richards is getting slightly better in terms of the power punches.
Yeah.
I did say Buatsy was starting to take over a bit more, which I did think was the case, but I think Richards is starting to come back. And I think it's the venom in the punches. I think he needs to keep doing that. Oh, nice stiff right thrown by
Yeah.
Richards. Buatsy trying to attempt to uppercut, but it just doesn't work.
Star Wars fan said it's very hard to score. It's quite close. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, very difficult to score this one. That's
It's about 1 minute 20 left this 9th round. Looks like Buatsy's just been a bit more hesitant. Just slowing it down a bit more, allowing Richards to come forward there with a nice right hand.
Still both doing very well. Still both sharp, I'd say. They're not really sloppy. Good one two
Yeah.
by Richards.
Nicely done by Richards. To be fair, he managed to connect while Buatsy's trying to put pressure on him on the ropes.
Yeah.
And Richards managed to break himself out, and now both fighters in the center of the ring again.
Yeah.
45 seconds left of this 9th round. I think Richards is probably doing the better of the two. I think it's going to be a close one. I don't know how Bellew's got these scores, right? But I think the judges are going to have it closer than that.
I'm surprised he scored everything to
Buatsy, yeah, it's crazy. 20 seconds left of the 9th round. Overhand left attempted by, or overhand right, I think attempted by Buatsy. Didn't work though. Richards managed to slip out of the way. 10 seconds left of this 9th round. And to be fair, I'm giving that to Richards.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was a big Richards round, I think.
Got Buatsy up by 1. You see, also when they do slow-mos after each round, it's almost like they're suggesting to you who won that round.
I feel so, yeah. I feel like they're putting it in favour, or they're just being biased, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe because obviously they've just shown a Buatsy one as well. But you see the Buatsy slow-mo, he was missing.
Yeah, he
He
was.
was actually missing.
Which they're both still very sharp, so it's hard to say how it's going to turn
They
out.
are very sharp. We're
Next few rounds are
moving into the
significant.
10th round, It's only 3 rounds
Belly's
left.
probably still scored every round to Buatsy, knowing him.
Well, I'd love to see what Bellew's scorecard is. I'm expecting to see at least 1 round go to Richards. Because the thing is, if the judges decide to score it as literally Richards winning the fight, Bellew's scorecard will look ridiculous.
Yeah, just like silly. And Belly's a bit, he's a bit biased.
10th round on the way.
Bit of clinching there to start off with.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to see a knockdown or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Left.
I feel like it would have happened by now because most of their energy has probably been exerted at this point. Might be a knockdown. I don't see a knockout at this point now.
Nice shots to the body by both of them, to be perfectly honest. The fight on the inside, referee looking quite close. Looking to step in if there's any clinching. Both fighters doing well. not clinching too much, managing to break out and just fight.
Oh yeah, Belly gave the last 2 rounds to Richards now.
Oh, there you go. So 5. Belly's got Buatsi up by 5. You know, I've got Buatsi up by 1. So
Yeah, I've got Buatsi up by 1 as well.
yeah.
Oh.
1 minute 30 left of this 10th round, and yeah, I mean, Buatsi's trying to kind of lean in with something, but then Richard's catching him while he's coming in.
Yeah.
Nice right hook by Richards.
Bit of clenching there again. Always needs to be broken up by the ref.
Yeah, ref just stepping
Oh,
in
someone's
there,
mouth
1 minute
guard
left.
came. I think someone's mouth guard came out.
Yeah, it looks like Buatsi's mouth guard just slipped out. But yeah, Buatsi's just going in with a bunch of hooks. Maybe it was Buatsi's mouth guard, and he's trying to
just stop. Yeah,
he's trying to
not
stop
get
the not get punched. It's given Richards an opportunity to rest though, as Buatsi's mouth guard gets cleaned and put back into his mouth. Richards just taking a little breather. Back in they go. Oh, Richards comes back with a right hook as soon as he walks forward.
Richards' left eye looks like it's starting to swell a bit, starting to close a little bit.
Ooh.
Or Richards go for those uppercuts there.
Yeah, just missing with the uppercut there. Good attempt. 29 seconds left of this 10th round, and you know, if Richards is taking some damage, at least it's in the 10th round and not earlier. I'm sure he'll be able to battle through. Both fighters, I think, in the clinch again. Referee stepping in, 15 seconds left. Buatsi again trying to hold. Slightly frustrating for Richards, I'm sure.
Bit of a stumble there by Buatsi.
Yeah, he lost his balance, Buatsi, and took a left hook in the process. Oh man, it's difficult. How would you score that?
Not sure. I want to say that was a Richards round, but then there was a big flurry from Buatsi after that gum shield fell out.
That is true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There was a big flurry after the. I think the gum shield was an attempt to just not get punched in the process of.
Yeah, it was his defense mechanism to just flurry.
Maybe, but very good by him. I think Buatsi wins that round on the basis of that exchange. So
yeah,
I've got Buatsi up now by 2. So I think according to my scorecard, my unofficial scorecard, I think Richards needs to win the last 2 rounds in order for it to be a draw.
Yeah.
So I think it's unlikely Richards is going to win. You know, I wonder what his corner's telling him.
Yeah.
You know, are they saying go for the knockout now, or are they saying continue doing what you're doing, and if you lose on a points basis, then fine. At least you know, at least it was a close fight.
At least you get knocked out.
Yeah. 11th round underway.
There's Richards has thrown some good uppercuts throughout the fight, though. It's landed really well.
Yeah, he's had success with the uppercuts, I think. A lot of clinching by Buatsi. And again, clinching, referee stepping in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was low from Buatsi.
Another one. Is he going to get a point deducted?
Don't know. Was that the second time he's done that?
Yeah, if he does that again. If he does it again, he should get a point deducted. Oh.
Right, yeah, his headlock. Buatsi headlock. Tell these guys are just going for it at this point.
They're actually they're exerting a lot of energy right now, and we're in the 11th round. it's if in some respects it's too close to call. So they're obviously putting in as much work as they can because I think every point counts.
Yeah.
It's not clear cut who's winning this per se. Although I do think the pendulum has swung in favor of Boatsi, and I do think Boatsi is winning. Is going to win this fight unless he gets knocked out. Clinching there by Boatsi again. A minute left of the 11th round. Nearly coming to the end of this fight. For those of you watching, be grateful if you could like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Hope you're enjoying this fight as much as we are. It's been quite an interesting fight to watch. Certainly, it's not been a one-sided fight. Very competitive. Referee just chatting to Richards about something that he's done. Not sure what it was, but Richards seems okay with that. Nice stiff right by Richards. Ooh.
A lot of fighting on the inside here.
Yeah. They're each having their little moments, aren't they? 20 seconds left of the 11th
Yeah,
round.
it's hard. It's really hard to say which way it's going. I think it's been a tough fight for both of them.
Yeah. Nice right hook by Richards. It's interesting. The crowd is also mixed as well. I got the sound up slightly, and it looks like both of them are having each of their little. The crowd is definitely split in a way. I think. Nice overhand right by Boatsi at the end of that 11th round. How do you have that, Kev?
I think that was Boatsi's round. I think Boatsi's in the lead for me.
I agree. I think I got Boatsi up by 3 now. I think Boatsi's won this fight on points.
Yeah.
I think did we both say that it was going to points?
I'm
And he
not
was
sure.
going to
I
win
thought
on
it was going to be a
points?
late knockout.
Oh, did you? I think I had mentioned that Boatsi was going to win on points
You still got to
potentially.
give Richard credit. Like if you look at these slow motion replays, he lands some really good punches on him.
He does, yeah, I
Like the
agree.
1-2s.
I do think Richards needs a knockout though in this final round.
Yeah,
I
his
really
corner
think
man
that.
talking to him, telling him what to do.
Yeah. Let's see. Final round. Let's see. Is there any respect between these two?
Yeah, they have the touch gloves.
Nice and respectful by them. Well, it looks like Boatsi's not going to increase his knockout ratio here.
So was he on 100% knockout rate?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
But it was high.
Yeah.
It was high. It was more than 70, I think. Well, nice bit of work to the body by Boatsi. Richards looking a bit tired, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, both these fighters, I'm sure, spent quite a bit of energy here. 2 minutes 20 left of this 12th round. Can Richards do something? Oh, Boatsi getting a bit annoyed about a low blow. Referee just having a quick chat with Richards. 2 minutes left, in my view, for Richards to try and knock Boatsi out. Nice utilization of the jab by Boatsi there. Nice left by Richards. Both fighters in the center of the ring, just trading.
Oh, good
1-2
1-2
by
there.
Richards, yeah.
Oh, another one. Yeah.
It's never been the bigger power punches though, other than the occasional the uppercuts that he's been throwing. Richards, I just think he's been hit with heavier punches. See Boatsi there just throwing the right hand, the hook.
Yeah, he's going for it.
It's nearly a minute left of this 12th round, coming to the end of this fight.
Very strange.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the judges have scored this and how close it was. Less than a minute left.
Yes.
This final round.
It's so tough.
And yeah, they're both just giving everything that they've got in this last 40 seconds there. Digging real deep. Ooh. Both fighters just fighting on the inside, referee allowing it to happen. Both just punches in bunches on both sides, really. A few hooks thrown in for good measure as well. Although it looks like they've lost
Yeah,
a lot of their energy, and
17
none of the
seconds left.
punches are going to bring anyone down, I don't think. Yeah,
This fight's coming to a close.
there you go. 5 seconds left. Buatsi with some vicious right hooks to try and finish the fight, but Richards is still standing, and that's the end of the fight. A lot of respect between these
Oh,
two. They
yeah,
hug
there's
it
a
out.
respect.
I'm giving that to Buatsi again. So I finished this fight on my scorecard with Buatsi up by 4 rounds.
I think that's Buatsi. Yeah, I got Buatsi up by 3 rounds. I think that was Buatsi's win there.
Yeah, so do I. So let's see what the judges go to say. And
Good
then
bit of
we'll wrap
respect
this
between the
fight
two.
up. Yeah. Right, I got my sound up to listen in to see what they're going for. So I had it up by 4. Buatsi up by 4. You had him up by 3. Let's see what the judges have it as. Do you think they'll have it wider than that, or do you think they'll have it closer than
No,
that?
I think it has to be tight. And they scored it like Bellew, but I think it's a close one. But I think Buatsi will have the edge, but not by a lot.
Yeah.
But I think Richard still did really well.
Yeah, he certainly did. He did really well. It'd be interesting to see Buatsi against Bivol one day. Not sure how he
Yeah,
would deal with him.
keep forgetting Bivol fought Canelo. Like this, such different weight categories if we're talking here.
Yeah. Let's turn my sound up, see if I can listen in.
Yeah, let's hear the scores.
Both fighters getting their gloves off, etc. I don't think
Two
Richard
people-
thinks he's won.
Yeah, there's 2 people in the chat. Let's hear what you guys think of the score. Who won that fight? If you were watching, I think Star Wars fan. He was what you were watching.
Yeah, let us know what you think before we get to the final announcement on the points, and yeah, when we have the points, we'll shortly wrap up.
Yeah.
All right, come to the points. Got my sound up. Let's listen in. Oh, it's a bit more delay than I thought, actually. That. Oh, there you go. Okay, let's listen. Okay. $116, $112. And 2 judges, 115, 113.
Yeah.
By unanimous decision, the winner is, yeah, Buatsi. Well, there you go. That's actually very, very close to exactly what we scored it as, Kev. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's a lot of respect between
116,
the two fighters.
112 for one of the judges, and the other two, 115 and 130. So actually, they had it by 2 rounds difference and a
Yeah, so
4-round
tight,
difference. 2-round and a 4-round difference, really close, which is very different to what Bellew had it as, isn't it?
What Bellew was
yeah.
thinking.
No, that kind of reflects what the fight was like. I think certainly it was a very close fight, and I think Richards probably knows that he didn't win, and nevertheless, a lot of respect between these two.
Yeah,
really good fight. Really enjoyed it. Interesting to watch it. It's good watching it with you, Kev. And,
yeah, cheers, man. It was really good, and finally time to get some sleep, I think.
Yeah, so anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Please, if you can, like and subscribe before you head off, that'd be appreciated. We've enjoyed this fight. It's been a good one. Nice bit of
Yeah.
undercards as well. And yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of the day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And we'll catch you on the next one on Quality Shot Boxing.
Cheers, guys.
All right.